Good evening, everyone, and welcome to what is going to be a very messy evening. This is the Indiana Jones King of the Crystal Skull Drinkalong. Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing this evening?
I'm very glad you asked that for right now, because honestly, I'm dreading this one. Now, I know I said that with cats, but genuinely, I'm quite terrified going into this. Not just because of the movie itself is awful, but the beverages that I am consuming tonight and the rules that we have so graciously made by Tayte.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to get that out in the open right from the bat.
I've never seen this film fully. I think I've said this story to you guys a couple of times. I've seen the first 20 minutes. I've seen the final 15 minutes due to a very weird evening. So I've not fully seen this. However, I do not have any alcohol. I actually have something worse that I don't know if this will get taken out. I have painkillers because this morning I almost paralyzed myself and can't move my back properly. So I get to pop the two of these at one point in the live stream. I'm not going to reveal what point that is, just because you can't really mix painkillers and anything else other than water, can you? So I'm having a very sober, boring evening, but at least there's going to be drugs.
There needs to be at least one responsible person on the stream tonight, because honestly, I'm going to be worse for wear on this one. 100% know that for a fact. But yeah, it is very interesting. I mean, as you just mentioned, this is your first time watching the movie, and what a first time viewing experience this is going to be for you tonight. I have seen this movie once because I've gone on record saying this is my least favorite movie ever made. Now, it's probably not the worst, by definition, it's probably not the worst ever made, but to me, what this movie did, this is my most loathed movie of all time that we have chosen tonight for our second drink along on the channel. So going down this rabbit hole again. 2008, a date that will live in infamy.
I've seen this film once. I saw it in cinema when it came out, and I remember walking out the cinema being very pissed off, but not understanding completely why. Do you know what? With this live stream, I'm actually more scared about this than I was with Cats. And I think that's because Cats, I thought, do you know what? First time I watched it sober, I'm going to be going in. It's going to be way more fun to watch whilst drunk. It's going to be like, it's going to elevate it slightly. I'm going to have a bit more fun with it. This one, I don't know. There's something about it. Maybe it's the rules that we've come up with for this one or anything like that. But this one feels like there's higher stakes. I don't know why, but it just feels that way.
This is going to separate the men from the boys on this one tonight. And are we going to go into beverage? Oh, sorry, George, go on.
I was going to say, was this a leeway into the rules with Tate's?
This is a leeway into the rules, yes. I think we should have the rules up, and then we'll talk about what we're drinking this evening.
Seeing as I've only got water to sip, these don't really apply to me. So this is the unofficial water sip along for me. If you look at the screen now, the rules should be on there for Tate to go through for us.
Yes, so first rule is drink every time Indy uses his whip. That is in any capacity at all. If he uses his whip for an action, then you must drink. Drink every time Indiana Jones is called Indy, Doctor, or Jones. This one may need a little bit of clarification. If he says Dr. Jones, that doesn't mean 2 drinks. That is 1 drink. If he's called Doctor, if he's called Jones, or if he's called Indy, in 3 separate occasions, that is 3 separate drinks. Drink every time the crystal skull is on screen. So we have to visually see the crystal skull, which I can currently see on my screen because we got the drinking rules up. So drink. Drink every time Indiana Jones references how old he is. And you must say, I'm getting too old for this shit whilst doing so. Drink whenever the main theme kicks in. Drink whenever Shia LaBeouf combs or fixes his hair. And if you want to, you can comb your hair whilst doing so. To make yourself look as cool as Shia LaBeouf. Drink whenever you see Indy without his hat. That means if you see a scene where he takes off his hat or the scene starts without his hat on, then please take a drink. Drink whenever someone says Ox or Oxley. That's going to come up quite a lot. And then we have the bonus rule. You all have to down your drinks when you see the flying saucer take off. That one's going to be a little bit later on in the live stream. But I think this one's going to be just a proper
horrendous. There's no bones about it. It's going to be horrendous.
It's going to be horrific, but whatever.
Right, so beverages tonight. I was a cheap asshole because I did want to buy some Crystal Skull vodka for tonight, but it was like £40 and I didn't want to part with that kind of cash. So I want a very classy red wine tonight. I've never tried this one. It's Aldi's finest. It's a Malbec I can't pronounce this shit. It's Von de France, and it's Malbec de Syria. Syria, I hope not. Syra, whatever it is.
Malbec Syria.
It's a supple and rich black fruit flavors. So
Ooh.
That's what I'm on tonight. And if that fails, I've got vodka and tonic, but I'm probably just going to be on this wine because, for clarification, last time there was a 9% white wine on Cats. This is a 13% red wine.
I'm on the also from Aldi, the mango and passion fruit gin. We're definitely not sponsored by Aldi. I thought I'd change it up from the Parma Violet flavored one. So this time I'm on the mango and passion fruit one, and I've already poured out my first drink ready to go. I think we are almost ready, guys.
I am pretty much ready. I've got no drinks to go through, and it's like a shining advert for Highland Spring water bottles. It's part of £3 for me to do at Sainsbury's, and some nice Nurofen for those in need.
Please, guys, tell us in the comments what you guys are drinking tonight. Please be as vocal as you can be during the stream. We love reading your comments. We love reading your feedback and everything like that off this. And we love seeing what random things get put up in there. For example, Sophie P right now, I'm on the gin and making my own cocktails, not playing around this time. Excellent. I did think about possibly making an Indiana Jones cocktail, like just mixing one together and saying, oh, it's the Indiana Jones cocktail, and then having it for the stream. But I just couldn't be asked. So maybe on the next stream, whatever the film is we pick, I'll make a cocktail of that sort and just make.
I'm interested to see what an Indiana Jones cocktail would be. I mean, I think that in Raiders of the Lost Ark, Marion Ravenwood's on straight vodka, so maybe that's your cocktail right there.
First of all, chocolate liqueur would be in there, definitely. In fact, do you know what? No, I'm not going to say anything else. Guys, in the comments, what would you put in an Indiana Jones cocktail? We want to see what your weird concoctions are. And I guess we're ready to go live now with the actual kind of commentary.
Final disclaimer, be sure if you are drinking at home, drink responsibly. If it's a drink, it's a drink along. It's not specifically a drunk watch along this time. Drink anything. You can join George on the Highland Spring if you want to. It's all good. We're about to embark on this adventure right now, and it's one I don't want to go on, but here we are. We're going to do it. So get your copies of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull ready, and I guess we go on now. So 3, 2, 1, now. Oh, look at that.
That looks like the logo.
Stamp of approval right there.
So the story of when I didn't watch it was that logo appeared on BBC One. It was the only channel in Belgium that we could watch for this night. The Paramount logo came up. I was like, oh my God, Indiana Jones are in for a good night. And then I didn't recognize the molehill. I was like, this is not a good sign.
And then this is your opening shot of the goddamn movie right there. Look at that.
I did actually think possibly of adding in the rule of every single time you see a CGI animal, but then I thought there is a scene later on in the film for people who haven't seen this where there is a lot of CGI animals on at the same time, which would be just brutal.
You see a whole troop of monkeys and you're just like doing shots down the desk like for each monkey. So right off, like, I have a problem with this opening. This is not an Indiana Jones opening to me. You've got
this is George Lucas. It's American Graffiti
all over this movie, all the way through.
But the fridge is Spielberg's idea, which still amazes me.
And this is why I'm sure we'll discuss this as we go through the movie. I blame both of them for this atrocity, not just Lucas.
Yeah,
both of them.
No, guys, because there is a link here.
Wait, Jim Broadbent's in this film.
He is.
I know. Do you know what? It took me a while to figure out that it was Cate Blanchett as the villain, which is crazy. I'm having a Cate Blanchett day because I also watched Thor Ragnarok earlier. So, interesting enough. No, the link between this film and Cats is Ray Winston. He is the reason why these films are bad.
Is that going to be a thing now? Is he going to be our mascot? We always have to pick a Ray Winston movie, every one of these that we do.
Maybe. We'll have a look.
Sorry, guys. Is it the 50s or 60s?
It's the 50s.
50s.
So we've got Russians as the bad guys in this. We haven't got Nazis anymore.
Are you sure they're not Nazis? Russian Nazis.
Basically are. And you know what? In terms of the setting, in terms of it being in the 50s, makes sense. The gap of time between the both of them, everything like that, it's fine. But don't open your Indiana Jones movie on Hound Dog by Elvis Presley with a drag race and a CGI gopher. You know, do I need to spell this out why this movie doesn't work?
I feel like I'm watching Grease.
But this is just Lucas all over it, isn't it? In like American Graffiti, that whole time period, Cars, just everything like that. It's just, oh, look at that. Oh, what a match made in heaven right there.
George Lucas. Eesh.
Oh, David Cope. Yeah, no. So I was reading a little bit about this movie before it started, and he's got a very, very mixed career in terms of his writing credentials. He can write great films such as Jurassic Park and the original Mission Impossible film. He's also written the latest Mummy film with Tom Cruise. So take that for what you will. He's also writing the script for Indy 5.
I was good they delayed that. It was coming out my birthday, and now it's just another July. Is that on location? It looks a bit like a green screen.
It's yeah. Like green screen. I think like 50% of this movie was shot on a green screen.
Do we reckon like he went in with the idea of episode 3, like let's just get to the green studios again? And then Spielberg's like, I've got to have something to use.
So reading about the movie, it's actually quite depressing because Spielberg went in with every intention of only using very, very sparing CGI. He wanted to use matte paintings, even to the point where you could see the brush strokes in it and everything like that. And sadly, as the production went on, and just because it was more practical and easy, they went with the CGI option for a lot of it.
Mm.
Oh, the American flag. Imagine a Michael Bay watch-along.
I was thinking that. Michael Bay watch-along first.
This would be at sunset right now, you know. Shia LaBeouf's already in the movie, so we've got him.
Oh, yeah, it's Ray Winston. Oh, boy.
Is this technically Indiana Jones without his hat on?
Indiana Jones without his fucking hat. Drink, everyone.
He puts it on in a minute, but here we go. We're off to a fine start.
It begins.
So it begins. I remember this shot was like the main one in the trailers, wasn't it? This shot right here.
Yeah.
It's a cool shot. It is a cool shot. And there's still hope for the movie at this point, even despite the gopher.
Ray Winston actually looks healthy there.
Does that count as him referencing how old he is?
Camaraderie, because they've been on all these adventures.
I know, but he did say...
I haven't seen you this nervous since you fell into that nest of Gundarks, Indy.
Well, that's John Cena.
Imagine.
Oh, this movie. Another thing as well, I mean, this has been said in like a bunch of reviews, like the Red Letter Media one, but all the Indiana Jones films before this have like a set formula. You're always open with like an adventure that doesn't really have any bearing or anything to do with the actual main quest. You know, you've got the Golden Idol at the beginning with the booby traps. Second movie, you've got the Nahachi in Shanghai. The third movie is the prequel when he's a kid. This one opens with something tied to the plot, so it's already breaking the tradition.
Yeah. How did they get Cate Blanchett? She doesn't normally do bad films.
Hey, I'm totally fine with Russian Cate Blanchett in this movie. I'm just saying. Do svidaniya, Dr. Jones. I like a theme as well. It's pretty cool.
Dr. Jones!
Calling Dr. Jones. Spankov? Well, Spalkov. Okay. Need to get my mind out of the gutter, sorry.
She sounded very... Yeah, her accent came out than a normal one.
Yeah, look at that. That's got to be on green screen. Look at that. The sky just looks so unnatural in that shot.
They're going to make it. Dr. Jones! Okay, that rule's going to be the one that comes up the most, I feel.
This is like the most stereotypical accent, isn't it? It's like, we will do this old-fashioned way, Conrad. Like, it's...
You can tell that's a green screen too. And there's just Spa. It's Jabba's Palace.
Oh, recognise that music.
Area 51.
Just recycling that shit. Oh, this was the place with at the end of the first movie, wasn't it? We got top men working on it.
This is where Disney hide their victims.
There's that horrible sinking feeling when you go and see a movie that you've been hyped for ages, tied to a franchise that you love, and I'm watching this movie almost 10 minutes in, and I'm like, this isn't doing it for me so far, and then it's that horrible sinking feeling where you know where it's kind of going to head.
It doesn't.
Yeah. It's got no go to it, has it?
There's no Indiana Jones. Like,
it feels like a really expensive fan film.
Yeah. But this is the problem that I have with like an old Indiana Jones character. I haven't got a problem with an old Han Solo because that's a character, that's a legacy character that's episodic, and you want to see it as the lore and the world of Star Wars continues. But Indiana Jones is more a persona than a character. It's like you don't want to see James Bond when he's in his 70s because it's betraying a lot of what the character is. That's the main theme kicking in a little bit there.
Oh, yeah, that was the theme.
Just the
slightly,
production
just a little
values.
I feel like the two rules that are going to kill me tonight are probably going to be the Dr. Jones one, the Indie Doctor or Jones one, because no one calls him Indiana Jones. No one at all. I feel like the second one that's going to kill me the most is possibly the Whip one.
We've got Hennek in the comments saying Dr. Jones, calling Dr. Jones, wake up now. And we've got Sophie with, in Soviet Russia, alcohol drinks you.
Oh, gunpowder floating through the air, guys.
Yeah, and this is like nothing else magnetic is drawn to it. It's like things that are bigger aren't as drawn to it as much as the gunpowder, and it's just...
The fact that the lights aren't all swaying.
Yeah. They do in a minute, but it's like they should be now if it's already doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't imagine Harrison Ford going up to set like, what are we doing today? We're throwing gunpowder in the air. Like, I'm surprised he came back for this.
He does love the character, though, doesn't he? I think he's got a record saying that Indy's his favourite character.
I watched a bit of Raiders the other day. I don't remember it being that cheesy. It's a very cheesy film.
I'm not the biggest fan of Raiders. My favourite order is 3, 2, 1, which is like no one else.
I do like Last Crusade, actually. I think that's my favourite.
I think Raiders is the most iconic, though, out of the three.
Yeah, most iconic, but maybe not my favourite.
I mean, I'll tell you when, I saw them all for the first time.
Pellets.
I was going to go and watch this film at the cinema with my friend on Father's Day 2008. So I bought the trilogy and watched them all on the same day, and then just going to the cinema got cancelled because it was Father's Day. So I never saw it. I know. But here we are, 12 years later.
Now, vice versa, I went to this opening day.
I'm sorry, but there's loads of little pellets there, but there's none of the gunpowder.
Mm-hmm. Like, the trailers for this were great, I'm not going to lie. When the trailers came out, it did like the clip show of the trilogy at the beginning. It got you hyped for the new one.
Yeah.
If only they'd showed shit like this in the trailer, right?
If that film had come out in like today's day, like obviously because I hadn't seen them wasn't hype, but the internet wasn't really as big in 08. Could you imagine like marketing the return and not being good? Like Phantom Menace, right? I don't think Phantom Menace is a bad film, and I think it knew it was a kids' film, and so you can get away with it. This, I couldn't imagine a reaction to something like this in today.
No.
Because with this film, this isn't a film for a new crowd, is it?
Exactly.
Like, you could argue with like the sequel trilogy, for example. Yes, you have got the original characters in there in a very small role, but you've fundamentally got a new cast. It's kind of like a soft reboot that can bring in a new audience. This is for the diehards right here. This is
what I don't get. Yeah. And it's the creators both as well. The original.
Oh, here we go. What's in the box?
We're about to see.
We are about to see.
Do we see it this early on in the film? I can't remember.
You see one of them, yeah. A distant cousin, perhaps.
It would have been better if they kept it a secret as to what it was.
Wouldn't you love to see Christian Bale in an Indiana Jones film?
I want you off the fucking set, you prick!
Oh.
Well, this looks really satisfying, though, what she rips into now. Like, I can never tell what this is. It's like liquid metal.
Why is it cold?
It's keeping it cryogenically frozen. Why would you leave it in a wooden box in buttfuck nowhere? But
oh wait,
yeah, this is Roswell. It's the corpse of E.T. The alternate ending where he didn't survive the illness.
The shaking of all the flashlights. Can you see it?
Yeah. Oh, he uses the word. Oh, he hasn't used it yet. There we go. He's used it now.
Colonel Doctor.
This should have been a rule as well. Take a drink however many times Mac betrays, double crosses, triple crosses, is a good guy.
Yeah.
He just doesn't look like Ray Winston.
Should he look like a beaver from Narnia?
I just think of the Bet365 adverts for football. Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones.
A big thing about this movie is it does feel like it's a lot more kid-friendly. Like the opening, for example, where all the troops get gunned down, happens off-screen.
Yeah.
Like the original Indiana Jones, you had people getting headshotted, you know, it had violence in it. Main theme playing. And he uses
main theme and whip. That's two.
It's like this.
Dear God, I'm almost through my first drink. Sorry. Sheila, I can tell I'm getting old because I literally just thought, oh, I really like the glass Tayte's using. It is the glass from Blade Runner, if you're interested. Is the, where is it? So, there we go.
That is a ridiculous explosion.
For Craig.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I read about that. That wasn't a CGI explosion.
Oh look at the Ark of the Covenant.
There is. That explosion was rigged with explosives, and they did it, and one of them didn't go off the first time round, and it actually flew off and landed in the car that Harrison Ford was in. Thank God it didn't go off, but
how are they not able to hit? This is worse than Stormtroopers.
I'm fine with this. This is like all the other Indiana Jones films. It's part of the adventure thing.
He doesn't look. He's not coming across as too old.
Oh, this scene now! Oh my God, this is where Lucas takes over. I like that they still have the same like hit sound effects. You know, when people get punched, it's like
They did a Wilhelm scream.
Oh, there is, and you will never miss it in this movie.
That would have hurt if it hit him in the nuts. Just saying.
He's got a humongous chain. How does he miss? Oh yeah, this is Lucas.
Yeah.
He just ends on the conveyor belt from Attack of the Clones right now. And this is like the henchman character, and the henchman character doesn't usually come into it till much later in the movie, you know? Like the big guy he fist fights with in Raiders, the guy on the conveyor belt in the second movie.
Oh, that's pretty violent. Fair play.
People getting melted.
But the thing is, because it's a lot of CGI, it doesn't feel like there's any stakes or any kind of visceral thing happening on screen.
So, Mineshaft, cool. Rocket Sledge,
This just reminds me of that scene from Rat Race.
Oh, wow. Imagine if I said every CGI animal. that shot there.
Hennick said, I'm a drink to that shit. Yeah, so will I. And that's not even a rule, and I'm going to do it.
Why would they only steal one thing? Surely they would want to take all of it.
So this film would be completely ruined if he woke up second in the...
Oh, there's no Sean Connery, is there? Of course there's no.
Oh, he hasn't got his hat on, right? So we're drinking to that.
Yeah, his hat wasn't on to drink.
What do you guys do about refills? I'm already halfway down my first.
Yeah, I'm almost one glass down. So
what I'll do when it comes, I'll run downstairs and I'll bring up the entire jug of water.
Yeah, I've got one more drink in me before I start my next glass. So this.
Do you think they're talking real Russian?
A brutal start.
I would assume so. Yeah.
You'd hope.
They've just flipped the R's the wrong way around.
What was the Call of the Wild? He's shredded in that film, you know.
Yeah. I mean, he's in his 70s now, is he?
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm still excited for the next one because I think he's only doing it to get rid of this one. There you go. The best map in Call of Duty history, guys. Nuketown.
Yeah. What's really weird for me is, I mean, the car's just gone and shit like that. I get that, but like the car's never gonna make it out of the way of the blast.
I just think this movie was doomed from the idea, and I do kind of blame Lucas for this because he was very adamant with his ideas and what he wanted. It went through multiple drafts of the script, and apparently Frank Darabont actually did a script for this movie, which Spielberg really, really liked. It was called Indiana Jones and the City of the Gods. And I've got to imagine it was more sort of stripped back than this movie. But George Lucas wanted his 50s B-movie sci-fi homage in a film, and that's just not what Indiana Jones is. So you're already changing the core component as to what Indiana Jones is.
Wouldn't they know there's a human being on there?
It's probably just, what is it, Spider-Man 3? It's probably just like a bird, it'll fly off. Oh, by the way, the guy who wrote the script for this, David Cope, also wrote the script for the original Spider-Man film, 2002.
Yeah, he's got like a mixed stuff on his... Because they brought him in to do a draft of the new one, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not opposed to Indiana Jones being in ridiculous circumstances, you know? Opening of Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, where he jumps out of the plane in a rubber dinghy and all that stuff. But this is...
But this bit is Spielberg's fault. This moment now.
I mean, it's good.
Look, it's Joker.
Like that, but
like, an Oscar.
It's like, yeah, it's lead-lined, fair enough, but would it survive the impact of smashing down into a desert and the radiation poisoning that would happen afterwards?
It's time.
I'm drinking because of it. I'm sorry, but this needs
time.
This needs a drink. I'm on to the second glass.
It's like, how can you watch this and just think, yeah, Indiana Jones, as you're making the film? It's, yeah, we're going to try and make it visually consistent with the original trilogy and not use as much CGI. And then you get a scene like this. Just don't make a scene like this.
Star Wars. You know, like Revenge of the Sith and when they're in the hangar or something.
Yeah, yeah.
The fact that he gets out immediately after it's happened as well.
You've got no scratches.
Yeah, there's just no stakes. There's just... Oh, fucking
Gopher!
That's... How many Gopher shots is that now? Three? Four?
Three separate Gopher shots.
And I mean,
no, 4. There was 2 shots back to back, so it's 4 separate Gopher shots so far.
Do nukes stay like that afterwards?
Duke Nukem Forever, also known as Fallout 5.
Do nukes actually stay like that? I remember the one in the Wolverine film.
How far are we into this movie? Oh, he hasn't got his hat on.
Oh, shit. He hasn't got anything on. Does that...
Because that's how you want to see Indiana Jones, right? Just being fucking scrubbed. Right,
Chris,
brilliant.
There is nothing to say that he doesn't have his hat on in that.
And by the way, just because the camera cuts, this doesn't count as another drink because he still hasn't got his hat on. This is still the same scene. Sophie says, drink for the Gophers. If you want to add extra drinks in there, be on your own head. I'm good. We've got a long way to go on this movie yet.
We have a very long way to go.
So this is a Spielberg movie, man. Like,
yeah,
what's going on?
Yeah.
Where's the energy? Where's just...
Yeah.
The fault for this, for me, lies purely at the story. And it's the problem of George Lucas's ideas that weren't shut down, because he had some crazy ideas during the original trilogy as well, but Spielberg stepped up and pick and chose the best bits and reworked it. I just don't think Spielberg's heart was in this. He said he didn't want to make it. He didn't want to do Aliens because he'd already done Close Encounters. He'd already done E.T. And George Lucas was like, well, they're not aliens. They're interdimensional beings. And it's basically... was originally going to be called Indiana Jones and the Saucer Men from Mars, Indiana Jones and the Atomic Ants. These were all real titles this movie was going to be called.
That just sounds like more like a Flash Gordon thing from like the 30s, doesn't it? The Atomic Ants.
Well, it's like Attack of the... Well, like Attack of the Clones sounds like that as well, really, the kind of type. But like Attack of the Atomic Ants, you know, and you'd have like real ants that have been magnified huge and the people screaming at them, those kind of
stuff. The kids.
That's what he was trying to chase after with this movie.
I remember the Lego Indiana Jones game. Did they merchandise in Indy with this film? I remember the Lego game. I don't know if Indiana Jones is like a big merch thing.
I don't think the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull one came out after this movie, though. I've got the original trilogy one on PS3.
They did that,
I know they did Indy 2, which had the original trilogy and one thrown in as well.
I know this can't be helped because it's a modern movie. Compared to the other Indiana Jones films, this film is a modern movie. But this film looks almost too modern by the fact that it's trying. It's got a little bit of a filter on it. I can tell that, but
it's just jarring. The environments versus the faces and costumes aren't really working.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks too modern for a not modern film.
Here's Jim Broadbent, National Treasure.
Oh God, they got you too.
Just where he's hiding from Voldemort.
He's basically playing the role of what was that the character's called from the original trilogy, who was friends of Sean Connery. He owned the university.
The one from Lord of the Rings?
No. Oh God, he was in Raiders and he was in Last Crusade.
Yeah. There's a statue of him in this, right?
Yeah. This scene coming up actually is probably my favourite scene in the film. It's the only one that feels like it's got any kind of heart to it. Indy hasn't got his hat on.
Does this count? Because it's a different scene. It's a different area, but he doesn't have his hat on.
It's a different scene.
It's a different scene. So...
Take a sip. Sip.
Mm-hmm.
This current climate.
Oh, there's his portrait, yeah. That's a good shout. I didn't see that. Do you think the students have still got the hots for Indiana Jones at this point?
Sophie P, can you imagine if Sean Connery played the role of Indy?
Ooh, he was too old for it back in the day.
Who would you actually, if you were to completely reboot the franchise, start afresh, who would you cast as Indy?
Not Chris Pratt.
I was going to say 5 years ago, I would have said Chris Pratt, but not now.
I wouldn't.
I don't want to say an unknown, but I'm trying to think.
No,
because he's Uncharted.
Was Harrison Ford big at this time? Because I know he did Star Wars, and this was Raiders was kind of his. It would have been the third movie, wouldn't it? Because
Raiders came out in 81.
81, yeah, and Empire came out 80, didn't it?
Oscar Isaac wouldn't be a bad shout.
Not for Indy.
Now I've seen this photo of Oscar Isaac in Dune, I'm ready for like Megazord armor fighting Oscar Isaac.
This scene right here is my favourite bit. I thought this was quite nice because they were talking about getting him in a cameo in the film, but I thought this was the right decision.
I mean, I will say this now. This film is already better than Cats, believe it or not. If people haven't seen the Cats live stream, go back, watch that, drink along to that.
This is just, to me, this is just a different kind of bad movie. Like with Cats, it's dead on arrival. It's hilarious how anyone could have a fever dream of coming up with that and running with it and believing in it. This one is just kind of taking a huge.
This is where I got up to. This is where I got up to. I remember a train. So this now I'm in new territory.
This has got like a really high score on Rotten Tomatoes, if I remember.
So, yeah, critics loved it, and then they all woke up a few weeks later.
Like it's got like a 70 or an 80% on the critic score.
Didn't it make about 800 million? Here he is, guys. I've been rewatching Even Stevens. I've got like 5 episodes left, so I am really in the Sheila Booth mode. Like, I absolutely adore him.
In Honey Boy, because I haven't seen Honey Boy yet. Did they allude to him being in this film at all, or not?
No. So Honey Boy's set between
Transformers and
so they don't ever say Transformers or say Even Stevens, but they have him in a Hawaiian shirt as a kid in a set with a house doing comedy.
Yeah.
And they've got a big action set.
Dr. Jones.
Tate, do we make an amendment to rule number 4? Drink every time Indiana Jones references how old he is, because I believe it's Mutt that keeps referencing how old he is.
2 drinks right there.
It's Shia LaBeouf who comments how old he is.
No, he does also say a couple of times during the film that he is getting old.
Does the one where he just talked about his dad dying, rough couple of years, getting to the age where things start taking us away, does that count as referencing how old he is?
I mean, George is the judge here.
Huh?
How drunk do you want us to be, George? Yes or no?
What's the rule edition?
So the rule is drink every time Indy references how old he is. Would you count that previous scene? Oxley. And he's fixing his hair. He's just combed his hair.
And fixing his hair.
I'd just say Indy referencing it himself.
Okay. Oh, that was a nice little quadruple whammy right there.
Ox.
He
just said Ox again, dude. He just said Ox again.
Fun trivia, Spielberg had always wanted to make a Bond movie, but Lucas was the one who was very instrumental and said, I've got that beat. So they banded together to create an Indiana Jones trilogy.
So there was something to do. Do you know about the bet with Star Wars and Close Encounters? They each had a bet with each other that if Star Wars made more money, Lucas would do something for Spielberg, or if Close Encounters did, Spielberg would do something for Lucas. And then they went on holiday together, and that's where the idea of this came from.
Sorry.
Is Oxley meant to be a uni?
Oxley's John Hurt's character.
Fuck, he's said a lot. That's like 6 times in this conversation so far.
When you just think of all the historical artifacts they could have done a story about, I know Atlantis has been a favoured one. Indiana Jones going in search of the lost city of Atlantis. Literally any artifact, and you go with aliens. I just don't understand that. Thanks, George Lucas. All right, thanks.
Sorry, did we clear up the rule or not?
Just Indiana Jones saying it.
Yep.
You know how you could have reworked this movie and still kept the same kind of premise, but lost the aliens? Ox, yeah.
Sophie, Shia LaBeouf makes me cringe. I've never seen Holes. It's on Disney Plus. It's on
Holes is great. You'll love Holes. Holes is
one of them ones that everyone did at school, but we didn't for some reason.
Holes is a fun film.
Sophie, watch Honey Boy. It will change your mind on him. It's devastating, and it's also really good.
I mean,
this
I like
kind of
theory.
This kind of came out around the time where everyone was shitting on Shia LaBeouf, weren't they? Because it was the cool thing to do after Transformers.
I think it was just before.
He said Ox again.
Okay, give him a point for a fun joke.
Do you reckon he wrote this character as meant to be a cross between Han Solo and like a 50s sort of...
He's like the Fonz from Happy Days.
Yeah. Hey!
He just doesn't suit... I mean, to me, Shia LaBeouf, he's curly, crazy hair. He's Even Stevens. He's fighting robots. He's not...
The reason he's in this movie is because you have the Ox...
Spielberg and Transformers.
Spielberg was like an executive producer or something, wasn't it? Yeah, of the Transformers films to a point. I don't know if that was like a kind of Christopher Nolan link with the DC cinematic universe, but you can tell I like Shia LaBeouf, and I even like him in the Transformers movies. I don't blame him at all. It's the material he was given, and actually, everyone was
Jones.
Dr. Jones.
He got worse without Shia LaBeouf as well.
Yeah. And everyone shits on him in this movie because it was the cool thing to do around that time. I honestly came out of this movie, hated this movie. He was my favorite thing in it. I thought Shia LaBeouf was the only person who seemed like he was really trying and was like playing an actual character.
This conversation was brutal. I'm almost 2 drinks
That's
down.
one conversation.
One conversation.
I do love that punch sound effect though so much.
Oh look, it's 50s.
When you're a jet all the way from your first.
Oh,
yeah, imagine
out of all the action scenes in this movie, this one's like the one that's actually shot in camera and actually feels kind of cool. Get ready for your Wilhelm scream, George, by the way. It's coming up. It's during this scene.
It's gone from like 50s to Back to the Future.
Yeah. You're just expecting that bar like, hey, McFly.
Think, McFly, think.
This feels like this. Do you know what? This kind of feels like an Indiana Jones film at the moment.
No,
right,
I don't think so.
Nah, this kind of style of chase, the way they're shooting it, feels like an Indiana Jones film.
And if all the action scenes in the movie were like this, where it's like actual stunts and everything, real vehicles.
Oh, he's not wearing his hat.
Oh, yeah. Does it still continue? Oh, yeah, okay.
He lost it in the bar, I'm pretty sure.
That's a pretty powerful kick.
Mm. God, even the punches sound like whip cracks. Like that there, that's a cool stunt. Main theme.
That's the theme.
I'm doing well that I'm actually remembering the rules this time around.
We've got an A in the comments. Oh, hi guys, good choice to move for a drink along. JX Editors just turned up. It might be the beer. This might be fan editable. Henok, Mutt makes me crack up. I thought I read Mutt makes me take crack, but definitely not.
JX, I already tried fan editing this. You can't make this film good. I tried.
I thought that was bloody George the Jungle then.
May as well be. Hennick says, drink on, Gophers. Is that what we're referring to as everyone in the comments tonight? These are all our Gophers tuning in? Like, we're doing that whole kind of thing? Like Lady Gaga with the little monsters or whatever she calls them? I don't even know why I'm drinking. I'm just going to drink. This scene's still going on.
Oh, there's the statue.
Oh, there you do. Just desecrate the fucking memory of Marcus Brody, why don't you? Yep, that's pretty much the franchise right there.
Disapproving. I can't take him seriously with the hair, Shia.
Do you know,
this might be
like 5 minutes, so that's pretty good for him.
Coming up might be my second least favorite use of a Wilhelm scream in a movie, behind Desolation of Smaug Extended Edition. Get ready.
Oh my god.
Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones. Fucking hell, that's bad.
Are you expecting like someone to go out the windshield dramatically?
In an Indiana Jones film, someone's punched off a cliff. Ah, that's fine. But that, wow.
I think they thought, oh, we've got to use the Wilhelm scream somewhere in this film. We'll use it right here.
I've got to imagine that's the editor, right? Just trying to sabotage this movie. Inside job.
He probably knew it was a bad. He already knew.
Yeah.
Imagine being the extra or the character. Like,
oh, he's touching his hair. He's touching his hair. He's touching up his hair. I'm going to touch up my hair. It's going to get wilder throughout the night, hopefully.
I'll tell you what it looks like, Chris. I want to say you've seen Mandalorian. In episode 5, the worst one, the B-Tech Han Solo. That's what he looks like.
Yeah.
I love Shia LaBeouf, but that's what I'm seeing now.
He was wearing a kind of leather jacket in that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Mandalorian, that guy. Yeah. See, that would have been 2 drinks there if it had made it like people calling him old.
Ox.
Oh my God, we're only 37 minutes in.
We're 37 minutes in. I'm almost through 2 drinks. I've got 1 more out of this one. This is stupid.
Thing is with Indiana Jones, plot-wise, you make it nice and simple. Indy, you've got to find the thing to stop the people from doing the thing. You make it nice and simple. You cut out the bullshit. This one, they like country hop about 5 times. I don't know how many skulls are in this movie.
No, they country hop. No, in the first film, they country hop quite a lot because they go to Nepal for just 1 bar scene at the very kind of near the start.
The thing that helps that, though, is the plot's very simple.
He said
Oh, he did. Okay.
So you start
main theme.
Oh, fuck. I've got to pour out a drink. Wait a sec.
It's the thing that everyone learned to do.
Drink in hand, by the way, guys.
Software.
Let's go with that.
Chris, you do this when you first got editing software, you try to do the map.
How great would it be now if the pilot in the plane would just turn around? He was like, holy smoke, crash landing. They could get him back.
I'll say, can we get Short Round back, please?
Okay.
Like,
he's a visual effects artist now, I think, isn't he? He's worked on like some top movies.
Is Short Round in this film?
No.
Like, even a cameo at the wedding?
No. The people they were going to have cameo at the wedding were Sean Connery before they decided to write him out. They asked John Rhys Davies if he wanted to cameo at the wedding at the end, and he refused because he says that Sala should have a more substantial role. And I don't know if they had Short Round.
No, that's actually fair enough because I feel like he would have actually had to have learned those knife tricks of how to flip the knife and stuff like that for this.
Probably a rubber knife.
Yeah, but still.
Sophie says, why did Chris sound like Mr. Hanky?
Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo.
Like, what is the plot of this movie so far? Like, what are they trying to achieve right now?
We haven't heard anything really about the Crystal Skull at all.
I think they had an exposition scene there saying, like, we need to go to this place to find a clue that's going to lead.
There's a riddle. No, there was an ancient dead language which was written by Mutt's mum, and Mutt's mum wanted to get it translated through Indy. Mutt is now with Indy. They got it translated, but the translation is into a riddle, and the riddle led them to Peru.
I've got it. This is where they need to go and find the hidden dagger that's going to lead them to the Death Star, right?
Yes.
Oh, setting that up right there. Oh, I was taught in fencing. Make sure you make a note of that because that's going to come back later.
Of course it will.
Ox.
Fencing.
Oh, fucking hell. They say ox so often. Okay, I'm changing my mind. I'm changing my mind. The 2 things are going to be the Dr. Jones thing and the ox thing, which are going to kill me.
Here's how you rewrite this movie. You have Arena show Indiana Jones about some nuclear bomb testings they're doing, or they've been doing nuclear bomb testings in the desert, and they're planning to take over the world and use an atom bomb on the US somehow. And in order to get everyone around to their new way of life, they need to psychologically control everyone. The thing that's going to help them do this is the crystal skull that is in this temple. You then have Indiana Jones wanting to save America by the government, find the crystal, and stop the Russians from getting it. That's your movie. Just keep it nice and simple.
I'd say Crystal Skull was a collector's item artifact that was from early periods. It has nothing to do with aliens. It was just a crystal that was carved.
It's got to have some kind of mystical powers, though. All the Indiana Jones films have some kind of mystical powers. Oh,
Oxley.
This still just doesn't feel like Indiana Jones.
Feels like National Treasure.
George, you're meant to be telling us when to
I mean, you guys beat me to that one.
This is tough already. I'm not going to lie.
It's just boring.
One's just a bit. I think you guys are going to crumble with that.
This is an Indiana Jones movie.
We might crumble.
Fucking boring.
I mean, we're not even halfway through yet.
Why is he wearing?
I'm starting to feel it a little bit.
You know, like when there's like an old person who doesn't change their clothes for like 20 years and they're on holiday. It just doesn't logistically make sense. Whose prison chamber is this? Oxley?
Yeah, so this was Oxley was in here and he was writing all this gibberish about a crystal skull.
Why
And
Troy crying?
Ox.
Did Shia LaBeouf know him?
Yeah, I think Ox was like sort of a father figure to him growing up.
Rucker. Looks like the thing out of Futurama.
See, in a minute, I swear to God, they find a crystal skull, but it's like, this isn't the skull we need.
Crystal skull.
It's like there's a different crystal skull, and then I still don't know how many skulls there are. Are there like 7 at the end because they all merge into one? Like,
is it really a kingdom? Like, is there a king to rule?
It's just an Aztec temple, really, isn't it? It's not like that doesn't even filter into the movie until like the last part of it. It's just.
Would it be?
There is something in here. If you take away the connection that it's aliens and you just say that there's this, you could possibly hint to it because I know there's like loads of crystal skull myths out there and, you know, ancient pictures where they say, oh, you can see something in a flying saucer on this hieroglyphic that was done in however many years BC or something. You could keep it vague like that, but just have this artifact be something that.
Do you know what this film reminds me of? Ox. This film.
Sophie in the comment, this monkey gland cocktail tastes like death. Please explain the contents of said cocktail.
Have you got to drink it out of chilled monkey brains like
Oxley?
Let me pour another glass of wine, my friend, and then if he says Oxley, another.
So this film reminds me of the Da Vinci Code. The problem is, I quite like the Da Vinci Code film.
Yeah,
I
like the Da Vinci Code film.
I liked Angels and Demons, but
I liked Angels and Demons as well. Like, I know that both films get a lot of stick. Like, a lot of stick. I find them really fun, easy to watch, kind of mystery kind of dramas. But this film reminds me of it, but in a bad way. This film is like the Da Vinci Code, but with a ridiculous amount of nostalgia to the point where it's like, well, it isn't even the original property. If this was a standalone film, I'm sure it'd be great. Like, if this was the first Indiana Jones film and this is what we were opened up to, great. I love this film. The fact that it's got that history behind it and it's got the character already built, it makes it very difficult to watch.
Is this a good time for a 2-minute break to... What on earth is that? Is this a good time to get a bottle of water? Or we like a quiet state?
Oh, no, you need to watch this scene because this is dumb.
Okay.
This is dumb.
This is dumb.
Doesn't feel like a genuine Indiana Jones movie, Henrik, in the comments.
Yeah, I mean, for first viewing, I'm in agreement.
While we're watching this, everyone comment. How is this anyone's first time watching this movie? Is this anyone's second time watching the movie?
Sorry, we've got the monkey gland cocktail up here. Orange juice, gin, absinthe, sugar, and lime. Sounds fun.
Oh yeah, sounded like the Ackley from Attack of the Clones. You know, from the arena.
Yes, yeah. You're right. Well, I mean, it is ILM. They're probably just pulling from their sound bank, right? Who are these like kung fu bastards from the raid just show up right now? Like, what is going on?
Oh no, that's it. Pirates of the Caribbean.
How do you know that?
Remember that
those darts are poison.
Remember the poison thing, because something comes up in a minute which makes no sense.
That's right.
The poison would be tipped on one end, right? Yeah. So why would that poison him going back in? Oh, the way he says part-time now is so shit. Why did they use that take?
Here's the thing, it's different in the trailer because I even put it in the announcement video. It's like
it's better in the trailer. Yeah, he's like part-time, and he says
like, part-time.
Part-time. So random.
Can we get a few part-times in the chat?
Hashtag part-time. I'm drinking to part-time.
Part-time.
He's fixing his hair.
Got the shaking.
Oh yeah, he's fixing his hair.
Shakes like that.
Part-time.
George, we will cover. You are free to go.
You're good for now. They're just doing Indiana Jones tunnel bullshit.
So guys, I'm not seeing those part-times in the chat. What's this all about?
Got Elizabeth Bradley in the comments. Hey guys. Hey Elizabeth, thanks for joining us. Hopefully you've got your beverage, or maybe you're just watching us suffer through this movie. Yeah, there we go.
We got one. We got one.
We got a part-time.
Yes.
Come on, everyone. Get your part-times in. Come on, what you playing at?
Ain't no full-time. Just part-time.
Part-time.
It's the way you say it in the trailer, like part-time. In this
cool.
thing, it's like part-time.
I love that line in the trailer when it came out. Like, you don't realize how hyped I was for this movie. I didn't even have an ounce of me that thought maybe this movie could be bad. I was in it. Lucas and Spielberg were coming back. You had Harrison Ford. You had
Here we go. We got loads now. Sheila, part-time. JX Editor, part-time. Beautiful. CGI creatures.
I guess it's like an animal rights thing now, maybe. Like, those were CGI scorpions. Do you remember in, like, Temple of Doom where they walked through that tunnel and there were bugs on the floor and they were, like, crawling all over them? Or in Last Crusade where they go through the tunnel and there's, like, hundreds of rats on the floor and everything? It's snakes. Yeah, it just feels so...
We got 0 hour contract. Sorry. 0 hour contract. There we go. That is part-time, yes.
It feels so... It's what is this, like 180 mil budget on this movie? Let me just double check.
The sad thing is
185 mil.
Oxley.
Wouldn't this film be better if he just played the role of Lewis Stevens just in Indiana Jones? Like, was it iRobot he was in as well, where he was Lewis Stevens?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he wasn't. Good. He wasn't bad in iRobot. Actually, he wasn't bad in iRobot. Do you know what? That's another. Do you know what? I've heard loads of people actually giving stick for iRobot as well. I quite liked iRobot. There's a lot of those kind of films. Yeah, I think it's one of Will Smith's probably best films. If that helps. I genuinely put iRobot up there with Men in Black. I would.
Sophie says, anyone else getting Kalima vibes? No, because that's a good movie, and I fucking love Temple of Doom. You know what? Actually, I'm going to go on a spiel here. Everyone shits on Temple of Doom. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. It's
George. Funnily enough, you said 3, 2, 1 earlier. I genuinely think I'd probably go 3, 2, 1 as well.
There's nothing wrong. I don't know why everyone hates Temple of Doom.
It's a really entertaining movie. It's got great action set pieces. The minecart scene's one of the best action scenes I've ever seen in a film. I
like Kalima.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Everyone shits on Kate Capshaw, and I mean, let's be fair, she only got the part in the movie just because she was banging the director. But it's a nice juxtaposition. In the first movie, you had Marion, who was this headstrong,
still married.
Yeah, we got loads of love actually in the chat. We got Temple of Poon. Temple of Doom is pay. Temple of Doom is freaking bizarre. Like, it
is bizarre. I'll give them that.
It's bizarre, but it's a great film.
I love Club Obi-Wan at the start with the gangsters and the kebab.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, they got dancing at the start of that film for some strange reason.
Anything goes at the beginning. I love it. It's a different opening. It's so good. It opens like a Bond movie actually, where you've got Indy walking out in the white suit. Yeah, I love it. Love Temple of Doom.
Isn't Temple of Doom set before the first film?
It is, yeah.
It's a prequel. Is it the first film to do that as far as a canon franchise?
What, in Indiana Jones or just... No, Godfather 2 in theory.
But Godfather 2 was also set after.
And it's like a prequel and a sequel, isn't it?
Yeah. But
here we go. Full out this bit coming up here with the skull. Apparently this isn't the skull they're looking for.
This isn't the skull you're looking for.
There's like 7 skulls that aren't real skulls, but then you get to the end and there's 7 alien skeletons, but then they all merge into one, and I'm very confused because the plot makes no sense.
It's not really a skull, is it? He's perfectly human.
Elizabeth says, which part are you up to? So she's clearly not watching at home. They're in some kind of tomb at the moment, and they've just found a dead conquistador.
Hey, what's going on? Did his face just age like 30 years?
It was like the air got to it, I guess. He was preserved, and then he wasn't. Yeah, there he goes. He just said air doesn't agree with him, because that's how it works.
Is that real?
No.
Yeah, that is real. It is a little bit.
What you dissolve within like a minute.
The thing is, they wouldn't be preserved in a place like this anyway, so it's just really bullshit.
Oh yeah, we're on 52 minutes. Elizabeth, we're on 52 minutes.
God, it's so
boring.
At
least, like, I know everyone hates on the Star Wars prequels, but at least they're fun.
They have some element of fun to them. Like,
they've got a lot of fun.
Some of them are so bad that, like, honestly, Attack of the Clones is so bad it's good.
I've actually, I found a newfound love and respect for it. The Obi-Wan storyline in Attack of the Clones is actually quality.
Yeah.
And then the rest is just
that,
It looks like the Planet of the Apes film from Tim Burton.
Let's try and break this down then right now, because we're almost coming up to an hour.
Wait a sec. We're coming up to an hour, Mark. I'm going to go for a very quick toilet break.
Okay.
And tell me if I need to catch up on any drinks or anything like that.
Okay. So
I probably do, because I know the Crystal Skull is coming up like in 10 seconds, so maybe I take the drink now for the Crystal Skull.
Is it the actual Crystal Skull?
It's not the Crystal Skull. It's a Crystal Skull. I don't even know if it's the Crystal Skull.
It actually looks like the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes, doesn't it, in its armor?
Tim Roth's character. I mean, it's a Crystal Skull, so I'll drink. Oh, yeah, so this happened last
like a xenomorph.
When I left the chat, Tate said to everyone, right now, let's add more drinks on for when Chris comes back. So if there's only one time that I have to drink, he said, like, make Chris drink 4 times when he gets back or something. So I'm going to do the same. Sweet, sweet revenge. So I'm going to add... How many drinks should we add on, guys? Should we add 2? Should we add 3?
What's he drinking again? Lemonade?
Probably, yeah. That's why he never don't tell it. So everyone in the comments, some people spam some stuff in the comments right now so that he doesn't see all these chats in the side.
Someone just put hair.
Just get spamming comments, guys. Just do it. Just do it. Quick.
How many?
2.
Do 3.
Oh, Sarah's got 4. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, hang on. So you got the Crystal Skull. And he said Dr. Jones.
Oh, fucking hold up. Sophie P, we should make Tate drink loads as revenge.
Genuinely, we've got 2.
Whoa. This is some kind of sabotage here.
No, genuinely, we've got 2 drinks.
Okay, I'll go. Wait, I drank for the first Crystal Skull. I did drink for that before I left.
He's just picked up another one. He's just picked up a second one in that room.
So
one for Crystal Skull and one for Dr. Jones. And Oxley just on the screen now
as well. Yeah, so 3 drinks. 3 drinks.
Are the schools like the
Guys, I can see the comment section.
Do they have to collect each Crystal Skull? Once you collect all of them, you control all alien life.
Just say this ain't gonna work in the same way that we managed to get Chris to drink a few more in Cats. Ain't gonna work that way. Which Chris is now finding out about, by the way.
There you go.
I've done my time. I've done my drinks.
12 years of it in Azkaban. What is going on with this? Just get the momentum going of this movie, please. Right, let's break it down. We're almost coming up to an hour in.
Where did they come from? Why did I like they're in Cuba?
That's Jonesy. That's a different way of saying... Ooh, does it count?
Jonesy.
Why was he wearing summer clothes at night time in Cuba?
Jonesy. I'm going to say yes to Jonesy. Because he wasn't called Indiana Jones.
Right, okay. We're almost an hour in. What is fundamentally not working with this movie right now? I'm going to George this because my first time watching it. What isn't doing it for you with this movie? Why isn't this working like the other Indiana Jones movies are?
There's no story. It's boring to follow. It doesn't feel like Indiana Jones.
Jonesy. Fuck. Maybe I should have said Jonesy.
It's just missing hooking. There's no hook. No one cares about this Crystal Skull. Like,
it's the momentum.
The other Indiana Jones films, you were intrigued by what's going to happen. Like, you were intrigued in Temple of Doom by the missing kids. You were intrigued by the concept of the Last Crusade, the Ark of the Covenant. There's nothing intriguing about this.
I think it's the stakes, isn't it? Because the first movie you have, if the Nazis get the Ark of the Covenant. They take over the world. It's going to aid the war effort with them. Second movie, you need to get this stone back so that we can bring life back to the village and rescue the slaves and everything like that and stop the evil death cult. Third movie, we need to stop Hitler from getting the Holy Grail for ultimately achieving
eternal life.
Yeah. The Russians want the skull for reasons. They want to mine.
It's magnetic.
People, and it's magnetic.
They want the big magnet. Jonesy.
1950s is out of place for Indiana Jones. I agree. I think the 60s would have been more interesting as an era, at least.
It's the time that it was 19 years, though, wasn't it, after Last Crusade? So I haven't got a problem necessarily with it being in the 50s. It's just mostly like substituting the Russians. I'm fine.
So Last Crusade's 89, and this is
Dr. Jones. Sorry, I'm just pouring out my next glass. There's Dr. Jones up there.
There's now 12 years between that and this and now.
That's mad.
It's like Dark Knight Rises, right? Dark Knight Rises was 8 years ago. Like, I'm hitting this age now where I'm struggling with release dates of films. Like, I got really weird during the 20th anniversary of Phantom Menace because I was 3 years old when it came out.
I hate looking at release dates for films now. It just makes me feel really old. Believe me, it catches up with you. It really does.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. We didn't actually see in the comments what people would put into an Indiana Jones cocktail.
Can you just do the soup from Indiana Jones 2, but make it alcoholic?
So while we're almost...
I was going to say...
Go for it,
personally, for me, you'd have some chocolate liqueur in there. You'd have some vodka in there. Oh, what I miss?
Oxley.
Oh, they're saying Oxley as well.
That's Skyfall
now.
Chris, this is Chris's dream situation, by the way, guys.
I've seen this kind of movie before. Just saying, and I'd say this sober, I would totally ruin a Russian Cate Blanchett. Just saying. 100%. I'll drink to that. She is a very handsome woman. Whether she's playing Hela, whatever her name was.
Yeah.
Irina Spankoff, Galadriel, whatever movie you get that woman in.
Oh, look, it's the Return of the Planet of the Apes one.
So here you go. So this was like the Roswell crash.
Wait, so you already knew there was aliens in this?
And that's
the crystal skull.
But it's not the crystal. There we go.
Drink, Chris. Drink. I believe we say whenever. I believe the rule says
alien.
A distant cousin alien to the main aliens, who already has a crystal skull, was looking for the crystal skull.
Bringing aliens into this, I think, is the main flaw here.
Why was the cousin alien looking for it?
You can look. The previous films all worked on some element of religion. This film worked on Oxley. Yeah.
Oh, John Hurt.
I said Oxley. This film worked on aliens instead of those kind of religious philosophies, whether it be Christianity or whether it even be Kali Ma, whatever the religion that was portrayed in there.
Oxley.
Ox and Indy.
Yeah.
Oh, Ox again. Fucking hell. Oh, John Hurt.
Jesus, that was 3 in a row. Oh, my God. Oh, no.
This is pain.
Fucking hell. That was a hot. My name is Henry Jones Jr. Fuck! No, that doesn't count. No, he didn't say his name.
How long's left?
That was a hard stretch. There's 1 hour left.
We're bang on at the halfway point. We're 101.16 in.
You haven't
I need to go get more lemonade at some point. That was bad. That was a bad stretch. That was like 4 in a row. Bang, 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 bang.
So it opens a cycle.
Oxley. Fucking Oxley. My God, we could have done this drink along just with Indy and Oxley so far. Or Jones A. However he says it.
Dr. Jones.
Dr. fucking Jones.
So this would be the film's chance right here to show the real stakes. She's testing the skull out now on Indiana Jones to show what it's capable of, but it never really does anything.
What's it meant to do?
Power over the mind of man.
Yeah, have complete power over it or some shit. I don't know.
Sophie has a request.
I think the mind control plot would have.
Chris and Tate should down their drinks for the shits and giggles.
No,
that happens. That happens later. That happens later when the spaceship shows up.
I need to time my drink so that I don't have much in my glass left for when I have to down my drink for the UFO.
Yes. So our chunks may get bigger as we get it closer towards the UFO.
Inevitably vomit afterwards, Tate.
If you could make the Indiana Jones aliens an alien from any film franchise ever to interlink the two, what would it be? And ask people in the comments too.
They live.
We talking about they've got to be a familiar alien to tie the
Just any alien that's been in any film.
Immediately, my choice is the aliens from They Live. Like, immediately.
A whole like fleet of Coleman Treeballs, instantly.
I saw a great meme. I can't remember if I sent it to you. It was there's a photo of Coleman Treeball, and it was like Count Dooku. Like, since when the fuck have there been dinosaur Jedi? Mm-hmm. It was like something like.
I saw that one. Dr. Jones.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Here we go. So this is going to change him.
That was Harrison Ford's reaction to being told you're going to be in another Star Wars film.
Hang on, turn you into us. So she's going to brainwash him now to the side of the Soviets. The thing I don't like about this as well is that Indiana Jones willingly just helps the Soviets. Like, he would never do that in the original trilogy with the Nazis. He's always constantly against them, no matter what. Oh, look at Harrison Ford trying to act like...
Jonesy!
What, so is he his mate now?
Yeah, this is what I mean. Yeah. Do love that sound. So good. She's not very intimidating, though, as a villain, is she? Like, look at the villain.
Even when she was in Hela, like, you knew she could do damage, but because she's done nothing, it doesn't make her a villain. Like,
look at the villains we've had before. Raiders of the Lost Ark, you had that really fucking creepy Gestapo guy. You know, when he comes in, like the thing, and then it turns into a coat hanger for his coat. Yeah. Really weird guy. And then second one, you had Molarom. He was awesome. The third one, I don't know if you particularly had a scary villain, but the Nazi general guy who he fights on the tank was pretty imposing.
I think there was quite a lot in the first film. There was more than one in the first film. That maybe was like a bit of an overreaction, but like, oh, she actually called him by his name. Fuck, we don't have to drink for that.
It was kind of cool to see her back, but
yeah,
I don't like the idea of Indiana Jones settling down. But that was apparently from the off. That was always one of the big story points they wanted to go with. Indiana Jones being old and getting married. That was fundamental by George Lucas, what he wanted in the movie. Indy. Fuck this movie. Fuck it. I'm done.
Oh, Chris is done. That do you know what? Funnily enough, this was earlier than when you said you were done in the Cats live stream. Dr. Jones.
I was morbidly curious about Cats, Tate. This one, I know what I'm getting in for, and it hasn't got better.
You said you were done about the one.
It doesn't even look like Kate Blanchett. That was a double. Did you see that?
No, I
Kate Blanchett.
Ox. You get John Hurt, one of the finest actors who ever lived, and you get him to play this guy?
Oh,
you should have just gone for the guy from Step Brothers, like Kong Skull Island.
Oh, fucking hell, Tate. I don't know how much more I can do with this, mate.
Oh, no, do you know, I'm starting to feel it. I am.
You're getting buzzed.
I am buzzed right now. We still got like not an hour to go, but like 50 minutes to go, and that's a problem. So no, it gets worse throughout this film. I know that it gets worse as you get towards the end. We got the whole downing the drink thing towards the end as well.
Why do I sense an Ox is going to come back up? Oh yeah, maybe John Hurt can auto-write a better script than the one we've got right now.
Does Shia LaBeouf know he's the son of Indiana Jones?
Does he know what? Sorry.
Does he know he's his son?
No, not yet.
Chris Ox.
I mean, at least Ben Solo knew who his dad was, even if he disliked him.
Why is Indiana Jones helping the Soviets?
Why is he drawing so well?
Just
He's been tortured for ages, and he's like just done this perfect drawing in his hand.
Ox.
I hate you, Tate. Why did you
Also, why does she have the Russian
when I
flag
put
on the
that
back
rule
of
in,
the-
I didn't think they would say it that often.
That's the problem. You didn't think.
Should have just gone on the script and just control F Ox for how many times?
2, 3. Fuck.
Fuck!
Ugh.
Oh my god!
Oh god.
No, I'm sorry, but that Ox rule is just enough.
I'm getting fed up of water.
You want some wine? I've got half a bottle left.
Yeah, I got some gin here, dude. If you want some.
I think the next one should be a fun one to watch.
I think so as well. Do you know what? I'll put this out there to people. I genuinely think Starship Troopers would be a fun one to do.
Everyone should get comments in. What would you like to see?
What would you like to see next? Personally, for me, Starship Troopers.
Someone put Attack of the Clones last video. I would put Attack of the Clones.
I've had Starship Troopers recommended to me, and I would love to see it again as well.
Starship Troopers is not really a drinking film. Like it's fun. It's not Attack of the Clones. Like you can have a toast to Corman Trebor.
The OCD in me wouldn't let me start with Attack of the Clones. We'd have to do the entire.
Yeah, you would. Yeah,
totally down for.
So guys, in the comments, tell us what you want to see next. Like, I mean, we did say possibly. Right? I need to see the runtime.
I might drink so much that I actually enjoy the sequel trilogy. Wouldn't that be something?
Guys, I have also been suggested Justice League. I will say that.
Well,
Lara Croft.
We've got the worst scene of the movie.
Raider.
The worst fucking scene. I don't know how this made it into a $185 million movie.
We got Lara Croft.
Oh no, the Angelina Jolie
and Arthur.
This scene, this fucking scene.
Is this the monkey thing everyone talks about?
No. This just looks laughable.
Oh, it's quicksand.
This dialogue also kills me as well. Apparently, I don't know if it was Lucas or Spielberg, they went to Lawrence Kasdan, everyone's favorite Lawrence Kasdan, to pen the love dialogue in this movie.
I mean, I made it like episode 7.
Clones.
But all the scenes with Han and Leia in 7 are good, albeit there's like 2 of them.
Yeah.
This just, for a reunion of like iconic characters, this is just, it's just sad.
It just looks so cheap. Like, how is this $185 million?
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Is that a real film?
That's a shout. That's a shout.
Men in Tights is the name of a real film.
I think if we want to go for another musical, The Producers would be a fucking hilarious one.
A musical. South Park.
Fucking South Park would be class, actually.
Do you do the original Producers or the 2005 musical version?
I go 2005 Producers.
I actually like that movie quite a bit.
Yeah. If we're going with the South Park, every swear word, that's all you need. Shut your fucking face, Circle Fuck.
Maybe every time Terrence and Phillip fart. There's one.
Oh.
Why is he just running in quicksand?
Get it? He's scared of snakes, and he's using the snake as a rope.
Why would he throw him the bitey end? Why would he throw him the bitey end?
Why can't he lean over and just grab him?
Why would he throw in the bitey end?
It's when he grabs the snake, it looks like the cheapest fucking elastic prop.
Rubber.
Sorry. It's just watching straight up emasculated on screen.
This is a low of a low.
Yeah, that's bad. And then it doesn't move afterwards.
Do you think he signed a contract before he read the script?
No.
Well, I don't want
I mean, does Harrison Ford make bad films? Like, genuinely?
Oh, Catwoman, Halle Berry. We've also got another yes on the 2005.
I would be Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin, I think, would be hilarious.
That movie.
Every time there's an ice pun.
Yep. Every time there's a pun, just open it to everything.
We got Die Another Day. I don't think Bond is a region that we could go to.
Have you heard about the
Oh, Shanghai Noon, sorry.
What is that thing? What is that? Like,
it's called global warming.
You know, because we got to like clear a perfect 100-mile long path for the inevitable car chase we're going to have in a second.
What a bad parent she is.
This is bad writing. This is bad acting. Look at Chris's face. Chris, you just
the actress who plays Marion.
I don't know her name.
Ox.
I'll get to it in a minute, Tate. It's driving me mad. I don't know the actress's name.
Yeah.
Is anyone keeping tabs on what drink I'm on? Because at this stage, I've genuinely lost count. I'm on 4 or 5 at the moment.
Yeah, Karen Allen. Had Karen Allen done any acting gigs between this, for at least for a long time before doing this movie? Because I get the impression this is sort of bringing her back into the limelight a little bit. Oh, the scene's coming up now.
I'm sorry, but he has the best kicks, Indiana Jones, doesn't he?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
it's nice. Should have a drink every time the knife appears on screen.
Oh,
this scene's weird.
Again, it just doesn't feel like Indiana Jones. Oh, Spare-Bird.
Hang on, like that. That was weird to me. It sounded like he split his pants or something.
Yeah, I thought he did that. What was he meant to have done?
I don't know. He just says, "Oh shit," and then the next scene he's untied. That's what I mean. It's weird. I don't understand what it is. I thought maybe he'd like cut the canvas or something of the thing and drop the knife, or I don't know.
Oh, it's the ripping sound of the above. Does this count as Indiana Jones?
Which film was Marion in?
First one.
First one. Same actress, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I do love the sound effect of the punch.
The CGI during this whole right. This is a big spiel of mine. This is
the worst Indiana Jones chase scene. I feel
this is up there with the worst CGI I've seen in a film. This feels like the long. You know the stampede scene from Peter Jackson's King Kong, and how at no point did you believe that people were in that scene
when they're running at the side.
They were composited in so bad. The lighting on the people is so different to it. Just everything about it is just wrong. That's this scene. And I can't believe that Spielberg directed a scene like this.
But the thing, when you look at the year this came out, 2008, you had Dark Knight, you had Iron Man.
And it looks so
like
cheap.
2002, 2003, like. But this is...
Of course, because it's perfectly bouncing like that. Oh, fuck this movie, man. Just fuck it.
Chris is done. Oh, Indiana Jones theme.
This is my least favorite film of all time. Just how much it shits on a trilogy.
I don't know, dude. Prometheus did a really, really.
Ideas that don't work.
The damage was already done with the Alien trilogy, with Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, Alien versus Predator 1 and 2.
Alien 3's bad, like not the worst. Alien 4 Resurrection's bad.
You never watched it.
I have seen it, yeah.
Jones.
Yeah, was it Alien 3 that David Fincher refused to watch?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If we're redoing this, the rules would definitely be drink every time Indiana Jones is called Indy Dr. Jones or Henry Jones Sr. Drink it whenever someone says Ox or Oxley, and drink every time Kate Blanchett loses her accent, because she's lost it like 6 times in this film already.
This scene goes on for like another like 15, 20 with so much shit that happens during and after this. So this is just mad. This is just mad.
This scene is just, I don't think much happens as far as drinking wise is concerned in this scene. Maybe Jones has said every now and then, but like,
here's the thing as well, like not George Lucas, Spielberg was saying that he didn't want to use much CGI and everything like that. Yeah. So here's the thing. Why would you write this scene where you will have to naturally use this much CGI and make it look as bad as it is? I don't get it. That's a cool stunt. I'll give them that.
Jonesy.
Fencing. Remember that one line he said earlier on?
I was going to throw the sword.
Oh, no, I wish he just threw the sword.
Jonesy.
Why is John Hurt sat there?
Does this count as the main theme?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but we've already heard it in the sequence.
No. Take a drink. It's a leitmotif.
I was going to say, though, hold on, we're not doing leitmotifs. Like,
it's the main theme kicking in, though, dude.
She has used the main theme a couple of times.
Hold on, she missed from there.
I will let George be the umpire.
No, that was the Indiana Jones theme.
Fuck.
Indy, he said it 3 times.
Fuck, he said it 3 times in a row. He said it 3 times in a row. Oh my god. Here's me thinking, oh, this would be a nice break, because this scene would have not much going for it.
Wait, so he is his friend now after all?
Yeah.
Look how bad the obvious that is of a double.
Yeah.
She looks nothing like you. You can see the wig blowing in the wind.
Oh, man. Look at that.
Fencing. CGI fencing.
This is worse than Dine of a Day.
This is bad, isn't it?
It's up there with it's definitely up there.
No, I mean fencing wise, not the film. Dine of a Day is way better than this.
It's the lighting. You've got like the position of the sun. There's just like a glare on them. The lighting's not really changing on them as they go through the trees, the dynamic environment or anything like that. It just looks so fake.
Is this like Fast and Furious, like this 70,000 mile long runway?
Oh, but no, George, it's fine because that giant like felling machine went through and carved out 2 parallel paths, apparently.
Sounds like bloody Bane.
God, it looks so
like a young
You were
man.
born in the darkness.
It's admirable.
There's no like fan in like Marion's hair either as well, like with how fast they're traveling.
My god, that looks so CGI. He's getting nutshotted by the fucking trees.
Oh. He would not be okay. Sophie has no drink. Scratch that. I'm making a Shirley Temple of Doom with a twist of grenadine, lime juice, ginger ale, giant.
Beautiful. Love that drink.
Look at that. There's no fan. Look, her hair isn't moving. Look. It just looks so. It's just simple things. Like it just.
That's a cool stunt if it wasn't so fake.
Yeah.
It's difficult to pin it down, but there's like all these little subconscious things that your brain just knows that what you're watching isn't real. So there's no stakes during any of this. There's no tension. Remember the scene from Last Crusade where Indiana Jones is on the turret of the tank and he's like being pushed into the wall?
And it's real as well.
It's real. Yeah, it's like really, really nerve-wracking and tense. This is just noise happening in front of me. I don't know why we're fighting. I don't know why everything is happening, why it's happening.
Why aren't you doing karate chops?
Judo chop. Oh, she got that high kick.
Nosebleed, that's pretty quick impact.
It's like the only bit of blood in this movie so far.
Where did she get the bag from?
It's just I don't know.
It literally
just flew through the air, didn't it?
You know, I paid to watch.
Oh, here we go. Fuck me sideways. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Watch an Ewok on a speeder bike come flying through this jungle.
I'm going to take a drink for this scene.
You know what, Tate? I'll do you one better. I will finish the remainder of this glass for this scene. as soon as it gets to the scene.
I mean, I just pulled a new one out, so maybe not.
Oh, there's a line of dialogue in a minute from Ray Winston, which just pisses me off, just states the obvious. I hate dialogue like that in action movies. It's coming up in a minute.
You know what? Here's the thing, though. I'm so glad we picked this film. Oh.
This is where you should have had your Wilhelm scream coming up in a minute. It's when the Russian guy jumps out of the truck. The dialogue coming up from Ray Winston now. Yeah, no fucking shit. Thank you for that.
That's where you should have the Wilhelm.
That's where you should
have the Wilhelm.
That's your moment.
And Shia LaBeouf is still swinging.
This movie.
But he's still going faster than the fucking cars.
Yeah, like how fast are those cars traveling? This is George Lucas right here, man.
This is Lucas.
This is Lucas. Dr. Jones!
Goodbye.
I literally
I'm at the stage where I can enjoy this as like a person who's just like, this is fucking garbage. I know this, and I can enjoy it because of it.
Oh, the monkeys are fucking fighting them because they have a concept of who the villains are.
I can picture this now. Do you want to know how I can improve this film? They get to the Crystal School, and then he face me. I said,
"Oh wow, we got loads of cocktail things coming in. So we got Scratch That, make the Shirley Temple of Doom, Twister, whatever. Then we got Scratch It, make a sort of Charlie Chaplin of the Sweet Angel House, a twist of lemon, absinthe, 5%. Yeah, do you know what? All of these are great ideas. I will try all of these. I'm going to go back through the comments and actually have a go at them.
Tate, you need to think there was a Jones.
Oh, was there a Jones in there?
They just survived all that.
Oh, you think there's a moment coming up in a minute where they survive something they shouldn't 3 times over. Oh, this fucking scene. Here you go. Here are your fucking atomic ants, ladies and gentlemen. So if this was going to be the only scene with the ants, they were going to call the movie Indiana Jones and the Atomic Ants this scene.
This is the sequel to Bug's Life we deserve. I just don't think Russians would be scared of ants.
So, and the atomic ants, were they going to drop like an atomic bomb and it was going to like infect the ants and they were going to be like giant?
No, they were going for a Watchmen comic vibe. They were going to drop the squid on New York. They were going to drop an ant on New York, basically.
The CGI of this as well with the ants just looks so fake. And again, it's not gruesome, it's not visceral because it's just none of it's real.
Oh, wow. There's a death squad that can't get 2 of them.
I hate the color grading in this film. It just looks so bright. It looks so... I don't know. I can't...
By trying to make it look like it's retro, it isn't retro.
It looks
worse.
Digital.
They're trying to make it look sunny and they've just put basically a layer on.
It's like Battle of the Five Armies where they had that like horrendous bloom effect during the whole movie, that really unnatural lighting, and it just looks so fake.
Oh my word. He's turning the ants into his...
It's mind control, right? So he's mind controlled the ants.
It's like Voldemort and Dumbledore when they've got the water and the glass.
See, that's not scary because it's just so fake. And there's no gore or anything.
Do that to you?
And these are just normal ants, right? Normal ants wouldn't strip a human carcass that quickly.
No.
Could ants actually eat a human carcass if they wanted to? That's such a
good question. It would over time, but it would take like a good few days, weeks.
Be an army of them.
Yeah.
Not a landscape of them.
So here's like your henchman fight, I guess. But we already had the henchman fight earlier with the same guy on the rocket car.
Yeah.
I love how the ants don't think to turn left.
See, like Cats kept me entertained because it was just so out. This is just shit. This is just bad. This is so sad.
Bad.
This is the brain power of Lucas and Spielberg. You just think about that for a moment. Oh, she got them thighs, them powerful thighs.
Chris, stop it.
Hey, I'm just saying. My mind's got to go to more entertaining places in this movie.
Oh, he's got his hat off. His hat is off.
Yeah, he has. He has.
Is he like
sorry, all the other Indiana Jones fist fights last like 30 seconds, maybe more. That lasted 2 minutes.
Why did he just wake up?
And again, we don't see it, so it's just
they're taking him away.
Whatever.
It's like John Wick 3. Come and meet the Ant Queen under stairs.
Oh, that was awful there, that effect. The car came underneath her. Oh, no. His hat is being taken. Oh, they leave the hat. I was going to say, does that mean we need to drink every single scene from here on?
Why the fuck did they just all leave? He's holding the scarf.
Because they took the dinner home.
Because the scene's finished now, Tate.
That was the fucking main theme. I don't want to drink for it, but I have to.
Who's he carrying?
That was just the tiniest bit of the main theme.
Wait, the car chase is still going on?
Yeah. Oh, this scene now. George, if you thought they wouldn't have survived that crash a minute ago, this bit now. This fucking bit. Tate, bonus rule. Take a shot every time they go over a waterfall. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to drink to this scene. I'm going to drink to that. Fuck all that. I'm drinking to that.
They landed in the tree.
Are they going to catapult them back up?
And then it's magically a water boat.
It did look like a water boat before, though.
Yeah, but...
Where's the Wilhelm screen? That's a Wilhelm screen. It should be there.
I'm really sorry, guys. I have broken the seal. I am fucked. And you guys are going to have to, let me know how many drinks. And comments, I can see you.
Okay, that's fair. 3 times it drops and 3 times Tate must drink. That's the rule that I'm instilling right now.
Everyone just comment 4.
Yeah, do it. Right. Just so everyone can see, I'm going to take a drink every time they go over a waterfall.
It's like 1917. It's the only thing that took me out of the film was the awful waterfall stuff.
Yeah.
Until he gets the rapids bit, but he only kept dropping and dropping.
Yeah.
And it was unfortunately the only really obvious CGI in the film too.
Oh, so when he does that jump from the...
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll forgive that though, because like 99%...
Everything else was perfect. Yeah, exactly. Is John Hurt meant to be normal yet?
No, not yet. He's kooky for the majority of the movie. And fuck this movie. Just everything about it.
I'm trying to think what this is on par with. This is on par with at least Hellboy from last year now.
Really? Wow. I still haven't seen Hellboy, so
just that. There's nothing. You know me. I'm pretty chill with films. Like if they're awful, if I can enjoy them, I'll enjoy them. This is that level of there's nothing to enjoy.
4.
I'm seeing 4 in the comments now.
4.
4.
Each one of the 4. And he took his hat off, so it's a scene without his hat on.
What's doing his hair before they went into the waterfall?
And I mean, if you wanted to create tension in any action scenes, if it hasn't been already,
what were the 4? I got the hat off thing.
One for each waterfall.
What's wrong with that?
Doing them for waterfalls now?
3 waterfalls they went over. 3 times it drops, and then he just.
Whoa. Since when were we doing them for waterfalls?
Man, it's so fucking awful. I'm just drinking for it. I don't care anymore.
Okay,
like if you're trying to create any kind of tension in your action scenes, that was the final nail in the coffin for the majority of the rest of this movie.
Sheila, don't mean to burst your bubble, but I think we've all seen the new Hellboy.
I still haven't seen it.
I think Chris hasn't. At least Temple of Doom had a soul. Yeah.
That's a comparison that put them in the same sentence.
Yeah. George, is this as bad as you thought it was going to be from all the hype that it's had, or is it just
I thought this would be bad with maybe one or two enjoyable moments. I've not had any enjoyable moments. I was thinking this will be a film that people have gone in over the top on. Just because, but this reputation is fair. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes they'll say a film's abysmal, you're watching, you know what? This isn't that abysmal. It's not good.
This is worse than the prequels.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is way worse than the prequels.
And that's the thing, like, people are quick to say it's bad. When they can be bad, it's fine. But the prequels is like, I mean, I'm going to say they're masterpieces because they are to me, but there's like one or two things missing from them that they're so close to getting it right.
I don't think they're inherently good movies overall, but you can see what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
There's good.
So this has a 6.1 on IMDb. This has a 78% certified fresh.
There might be people that enjoy it. Well, then when this came out, the critics probably were just taken in by the fact he's back. And I bet a lot of people would have been like, but I also bet a lot of casual people that never saw Indiana Jones saw this for the first time, like I almost did, and probably thought it was okay.
Tate, we drank to an Oxley. And an Ox.
Guys, I'm trying to recognise the location. We're not far from when I think I joined to know the ending.
Tate, we drank to an Ox. There was also an iron oxide. Do we count that as well?
No.
Sophie, movies are boring. I've got music playing on top of it. What music? That's the key question.
Just play Aqua's Dr. Jones over it. Why not? It might make it more. Well, actually, no. It'd be like a really shitty music video, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Mrs. Joe.
Nice.
I watched Blade Runner 2049 the other day, and it was just so nice to see Harrison Ford come back to a role and tell him that he really enjoyed it and wanted to go for it.
George, I have a question for you because I know in this podcast we've fluctuated on this question. I feel like 2049 is better than the original Blade Runner.
Oh no! Fuck that noise. Fuck that. No way.
It was a very intriguing question because when I was watching it,
no way. I can't.
Chris, drink box.
The thing is, right? I can't bring myself to say it's better, but I definitely can't bring myself to say it's worse. But it doesn't feel like it's on par. It feels like another film in the same universe.
So
it's really hard for me.
For this argument alone, we've got me on one side who thinks 2049 is better, Chris who definitely thinks the original's better, and then George who's in the middle who can't decide on which one's which.
These guys, were they just like, how long were they in the wall for? Do they take shifts? Like, what goes on? How long were they waiting there?
Dude,
they have a rotor. Have you not seen the rotor?
They've been waiting there.
They've been socially distancing. They're keeping a 2-meter gap. Look.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, I remember they put this in the trailer. They lulled you into a false sense of security right here with, Indiana Jones is running away from a tribe of people again, like Raiders of the Lost Ark. You got a temple. It looks ancient and shit.
Sophie, currently on 90s Club Classics.
There's a reason they don't put the fucking monkeys and the aliens and the gophers in a trailer.
Indy!
Oh, that was awful. Dude, take the drink for that. And Oxley.
How'd you go wrong when you bring like tribes into films? Like, it's not hard to go wrong.
Take another drink. There was Oxley as well.
Yeah, no, I took two things.
It is. It's Steve 3PM.
I feel like how far left in the film? Oh, that's the Crystal Skull showing up again. There's 30 minutes left.
Crystal Skull coming back on screen. Are we counting that?
An ox coming up. Oh, 2 oxes.
Oh man, I can't do any more wine. I'm gonna vomit.
He's got a GPS.
I've just done 4, if that helps.
It looks like the tracking device. It looks like the tracking device that Felicity Shagwell put inside Fat Bastard's anus in Austin Powers: The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Christ.
Oxley has been the clutch, the rule that has clutched this entire Drinkalong.
Do you know what? I put that towards the end of the list as well because I thought, that won't show up too often. I'll show up like 5 times or something like that.
Spoke too soon.
curious. People in the comments, what country are you watching this from, and what's your time zone? Because if anyone stayed up later than the time we're watching to watch this, I've got more respect for you, even though it's weekends.
Wait, so Oxley found the skull. He took the skull from this location and hid it in the Temple Ox. And he hid it in the earlier temple. Why? Why did he do that? How did he find this place? Why did he take the skull? And why did he
a pet dog? Like, he doesn't seem to do anything. He's basically the pet dog.
You get John Hurt. You get John fucking Hurt. Was he a sir? Was he Sir John Hurt? He should have been.
No, he wasn't a sir.
Was he not?
I'm surprised. No, I don't think he was. He had an OBE, maybe.
He must have been. Oh yeah, he was knighted.
I really like the concept of
Sir John Hurt.
I like the idea of this set of all this sandlight pouring out and then the booby trap and like how it opens up and everything. But here's the thing:
in 2015,
would he have had to have done all this already? Who scoops the sand in and puts it all back into the machine and puts the things in?
Getting paid, the tribe people.
Man, those tribe people don't get paid enough. They've got to stay inside walls.
What was that? Is it the Mega Cantina? What's that comedian sketch?
Here's the thing: the tribe people get paid something in some form.
Maybe they get a new piercing for every year they work there.
A new tattoo, maybe.
How is this a Spielberg movie? You know, like how is this?
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't even. It's even lost me as a joke.
Sorry, guys. To clear up, he is Sir John Hurt. He actually got knighted. He is Sir John Hurt.
2015.
Yeah.
He was also Doctor Who. I never actually watched the episodes of him as Doctor Who.
The War Doctor. He did the special. Apparently, it was really good. But
fantastic. Seriously, as a massive Doctor Who fan, he was fantastic in those episodes. We drink the hoodwinked.
Ox, Tate, drink.
Oh, Ox, sorry.
I like the concept of this trap. I like the stairs that are slowly moving in and they've got to run down it. That's cool.
Jonesy!
Look at the pit from the Dark Knight Rises. That's Bane's prison, you know.
Then make the climb.
Without the rope.
Oh, drunk Rises. I'm down for that.
Tell that Bane was basically a pedo because she was a young girl when he was protecting her, and it's Tom Hardy when they do the he's a creeps. I mean, we all love Marion Cotillard, but it's just a bit too much. When Tom Hardy's probably younger than her as well.
Ox.
Oh, fucking hell, dude.
Christ. I'm sorry, but this stream has killed me and Chris.
I need to hurry up.
Sophie's doing song lyrics, I think. He was a boy, she was a girl.
Can I make it any more obvious? I need to finish the majority of this because I know that the UFO is not too far away.
And I know that as well. I've got this much left, guys.
Yeah, but
I remember.
Oh, God.
I distinctly remember turning on the telly in Belgium and this film was still on after we'd been to dinner. And we just sat and watched the end of it because it was we went to the Belgian Grand Prix. It was qualifying day Saturday, so we got back early and we were so tired. We sat up at 4 the next morning to get to the track. It's near this point. Oh, how long is that?
This has not made the movie any better. I will be completely honest. See?
Oh, they've been massive.
So they've all been shot. Where are the bullet holes? Where's the blood? Guys, where? Okay. Yeah, we can't have violence. It just feels so neutered for an Indiana Jones film. An Indiana Jones film's a trilogy where someone gets impaled with a flaming shish kebab in Temple of Doom. People get headshotted and there's blood splatters. People face melts.
The kebab is honestly one of my favorite scenes in cinema.
It's so good.
It's so ridiculous. It's incredible.
It's so good. People get their hearts ripped out. People get crushed and steamrolled and everything. What has been the main thing in this movie? Someone's get ate by CGI ants. Oh shit! Stop the press. Wow.
Drink to Tom Hardy's legend.
Here's the thing. No, just back onto this film. There hasn't been anything religiously linked at the moment.
No.
Jonesy, We have to drink.
I bet religion probably wasn't as important in the 50s as it was to the 30s, with the whole like wars and stuff coming from that.
I'm sorry, but the theme of the original films was religion. You can't deny that. Crystal Skull.
I know. I'm just saying like that. But religion was more important in the 30s and the 50s. 50s was about just the Cold War
and aliens.
This isn't even doing a big thing about Cold War either. Like it's just the Russians are the villains. There's no overarching.
You could keep it as the same kind of plot. I'm fine with the crystal skulls being a thing. I'm fine with them controlling people's minds and getting everyone to follow a certain ideal, and the Russians being the bad guys and wanting to take over the world. That's fine, but it's not the focus, and they're not really.
I remember, guys, wrote the bit. I remember the four of them grouped together, and Ray Winston on himself getting money, like what they do in the Mummy films.
Ox.
Fuck.
Here's the thing. I know I need to drink more because I know the spaceship.
But I don't want to drink more.
And I've run out of lemonade. Like, I'm out. I'm completely out.
Sophie, not picking off. I want to see Carnage. Does she mean the film, like Venom, or does she mean drunk-wise?
She means on the stream. She says we're not drunk enough, which is probably right. I've been pacing myself a little bit because I knew that this was going to be bad, but
I'm not going to lie, guys. It feels like I'm having a normal conversation with you both.
Yeah, I think we need to pick up the pace, bigger gulps from now on. Yeah,
seriously, like
on the home stretch.
Honestly, at the moment, like I am drunk at the moment. I know.
No,
that.
You're not.
You're the exact same as when I speak to you normally.
You're not drunk.
Speech to be slow because that doesn't happen no matter how drunk I get.
It's like the guy who takes a sip of Lucasade and goes, "Whoa, I'm going crazy!" Like,
I mean, no. Do we drink here because we've got like 7 crystal skulls on screen?
7 drinks.
Do we drink here? Oh my god, we take 7 sips. Fuck.
I don't get it, guy. Why is the crystal skull important? What does it do?
4.
Oh my god, no, that didn't feel good.
5. Oh my god, I need a break because I'm gonna vom. Oh.
Oh, fucking Jonesy!
No. I'm taking the L on that Jonesy, dude. I've done 7 for the skulls.
Also, Kate Blanchett just doesn't come across as evil in it.
Also, she just showed up.
No, she's been tracking them via GPS, which actually aren't things because there's no GPS. They're not even a cool design.
I don't know how many there's meant to be. So hang on. Oxley went into this temple, stole one of the skulls, but when she puts the skull back on, they all merge into one and it flies off. So if all the skulls were there in the first place, wouldn't it have already...
Are they like Horcruxes to Voldemort or something?
If all the skulls need to be there for the alien to merge so that it can take off, why wouldn't it do that already? Dr. Jones, Tate, drink.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh,
it's a magnet skull.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's about to happen. The bit where I wanted to torch the fucking cinema screen and just leave.
Oh.
This is bad. This is so bad.
No. Please, no.
I'm remembering things now.
Remembering things that you don't want to remember.
I remember the awful effect of them all joining together.
Yeah, it looks like ass. It just looks so... The CGI... This is ILM we're talking about here. The CGI in this movie is bad.
Yeah, it's the same year they dropped Iron Man, which CGI had was quality. Who would have thought in 2008 that the awful Clone Wars film would end up having a better legacy than Indiana Jones 4?
It's true.
The new episode was... Most people say it's the best episode ever. I've got it a second. But it's basically a film split into 4 episodes.
I really need to break the seal, but I know that we're not...
I've broken the seal.
I mean, I really don't want to miss the fucking awful alien, do I?
I mean, dude, we've got like 15 minutes left, dude. 15 minutes. Chris, 15 minutes. Don't do it. No, Chris, no! It's fine. We will update him, chat. We will update him.
Even the John Williams score isn't that good.
No, it isn't. Wait, John Williams did the scores of this? Wait, George, John Williams did the scores of this?
He does it for like every Spielberg film. Well, not anymore.
No.
Yeah.
No. My God. Okay, good. Sophie P is back on my side. Right. Chris needs a punishment. I've taken punishment enough here.
Is he missing the UFO?
He's missing. He might miss the UFO. It depends on how quickly he gets back. But I feel like if he needs to down at least 2 drinks. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, he's back. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't really get what's going on.
Chris, I could be so cruel here, Chris. I could be so cruel.
I know you could, but please don't. Please have mercy on my soul, because
Chris,
the UFO.
I'll be honest. I've drank nothing. But as far as the rules are concerned, you've gone back. An ox has come up. I say 2 drinks.
2?
2.
Is this legit?
1's legit. 1 might be open to perception. I've got no idea what's going on.
George, you just said it's a pathway to another dimension.
The dark side of the force.
Even the chat says 2 drinks. The chat is saying 2 drinks.
Look at CGI. Look at this CGI.
Wait. Where's... Oh, there she is.
I want to know.
Here's the thing. The villains are Russian, but there's no motivation here as to what they're going to actually do with it.
They never
said what they're going to use with the mind control.
We've got no stakes. Yeah, it's just... We need to see... We haven't actually seen it working. She tried it on Indiana Jones and it didn't really work. If we'd have seen her actually, like, turn someone against him, maybe, then that would have given us some stakes. But look at this shit. Look at this shit that is transpiring before our eyes right now.
It's not the Ark of the Covenant. Let's just say that.
No, that was gruesome and scary.
Is this her death, or is this her meant to be?
I can see clearly. He's using the whip
for like the 3rd time in this film.
Did you hear that vase smash sound effect?
That sounded very familiar from like a Lego game.
It's like in every like sound package on like. How does he know? What? How does he know? Oh, it's when it got to this bit in the movie, and I just thought, what the fuck is happening?
I don't understand how you can merge skeletons to make one living thing.
None of us understand, George. It's just...
And the alien looks into your soul.
That's what you get for Bet365 adverts.
What is... There, I feel like her right now. Enough! I don't want to see anymore.
That's a lightsaber ignition sound effects. Did you hear that?
I feel like... Here's the thing. They wanted to have that scene just because it's like, Ark of the Covenant destroys everything.
Yeah, it's like, if you look at how the villains died in the trilogy, you had faces getting melted and exploding, guy falling into like a river of alligators and getting eaten alive. Then the last movie, someone turning super old and disintegrating. This one was just, it was basically just Raiders of the Lost Ark again. She got her face melted and disintegrated.
I think the thing that, like, propelled them forward with this project was nostalgia. It had to be nostalgia because everything in this film is like, oh, do you remember this? Do you remember this? Do you remember this?
But this is kind of like Temple of Doom as well, where you had like the massive wave chasing them and shit like that. But what I never get is, are the aliens good? What were the aliens here for? They taught the Aztec stuff. They were like gods to them.
Wait, how does this work scientifically? I know we're past all that, but
once they did that, why didn't they just leave and go home? Why did they?
Whoa, this film's Universal, right?
Paramount.
No, it's Paramount.
Okay. I was going to say, because this feels like it would be a great theme park ride.
Get ready.
Give them ideas.
But not a great film.
Haven't they done the Minecraft from the second one at Disneyland or something?
I planned this perfectly. Look at that, guys. Look at that.
Everyone at home, raise your drinks, because what are you about to see is the death of the Indiana Jones franchise. I'm away.
Wait, hold on. The rest of the film wasn't the death. I'm surprised about that. Not gonna lie.
This is it. This is information of
You could
everything.
imagine the full scene playing.
Guys, we're going into space.
There it is. Look at it.
Hell.
I love the fact they just leave him in the bottom frame.
I mean, if I will take the frame of a silhouette of Indiana Jones in front of a nuclear bomb, I will not take a silhouette of Indiana Jones standing in front of a fucking UFO. So here's to
everyone who is watching at home, to everyone who is tuned into this broadcast, I want to say thank you ever so much, and we will cheers to this right now. Cheers.
Thank you.
The spaceship is about to fly off, and we are going to drink to that. Cheers.
That's downing your drinks, by the way, everyone.
Down your drinks. Doesn't matter how full it is. If it's full to the brim, drink it.
This is coming up is the worst dialogue in the movie. It states the obvious. I'm like, I get the message, Indy.
I've drank far too much water.
Here we go. That's an actual line.
To the world between worlds.
Not into space, the space between spaces. Take a drink every time they say space. There's 4 drinks right there. Oh, here we go.
Hold on, they haven't even mentioned the City of Gold.
I'm going to translate.
No.
But treasure. Hang on.
Use knowledge.
I get it.
No. Fuck off. No. They haven't even mentioned the City of Gold until this point. They say, oh, the City of Gold was the gold. The gold was knowledge. The knowledge was knowledge. It's like, fuck off.
Is it normal to feel sick from drinking way too much water?
JX says, I literally just cracked this beer, so fuck y'all. I'm blind. Worst dialogue of the movie. Hennick.
Shia LaBeouf's not actually been that bad in this film.
This is what I mean. He's the best thing in it.
It's just his hair, nothing else.
He hasn't touched his hair. No, we've drunk like 3 times for him touching his hair. It's not that bad.
Listen to manipulative fucking John Williams over here playing like the theme from Last Crusade, trying to make me feel.
Chris, when you were gone, me and George discussed this. His score wasn't that good.
No, I think his score's not that good.
You think what's not good?
The soundtrack
score. Yeah, no, it's awful. It's not memorable at all. The only things that are memorable are the themes that we've already heard, and this is kind of a trend for me with John Williams as of late. I can't remember the last time he put out a completely 100% solid score. So even with the
being every song,
I don't think the sequel trilogy is a particularly good soundtrack at all. Rise of Skywalker was the fucking pits, and there's not particularly any.
Rise of Skywalker.
Say that.
I love.
Oh, he's not wearing his hat. He is not wearing his hat.
I don't have a.
Episode 8's got a good score. Episode 7's is okay. It's got good themes, but not necessarily the score itself. Episode 9's got like one good song, which is the dubstep lightning scene.
You've got Kylo's theme, you've got Rey's theme, and then I'm kind of after that. Oh, the Resistance theme. You've got 3
themes, but like the actual scores. Episode 8's got a great score, like soundtrack wise. 7's like half there. It's only got one good scene, which is when Han Solo dies. You know that.
Indiana Jones should not get married.
Why is it out? Sophie P, I need a cuddle.
I do too.
Needs a cuddle.
Oh,
I need a cuddle right now.
2 Oxes, I need to.
It probably makes it worse if you're social distancing and there's no one to cuddle either. Just sorry to bring that up.
George, I swear to God, George, you are drinking in this next one.
Well, look at this.
Right, the next one's after I get paid, and if it's the right film.
Look at this shit right now.
I'm not wearing his hat as well. Oh my God. He's not fucking wearing his hat.
Maybe he's not wearing the hat because he steals it from him. There we go.
Main theme playing.
Main theme.
So
when he gets married in his hat, it's like Joe Exotic's wedding.
So right at this point, I was up out of my seat and I was walking out the cinema. The credits hadn't even come up yet, and I was walking out.
I'll be honest as well. I was gone as well, and I went with my dad. My dad doesn't usually leave until like the credits are at least like, okay, it's black now, it's gone.
I've done it with 2 films. I did it with this, and I did it with Dark Knight Rises. I was up, and I was.
Dark Knight Rises is nowhere near as bad as. I mean, Dark Knight Rises is great.
I still think Dark Knight Rises is bad. I know we differ on that opinion, but like, that's fair. This is much worse than Dark Knight Rises, but I still think
or is it the hype side? Like, sorry, the film's finished. I can turn the credits off. Would you stay for the credits?
We stay for the credits.
No.
We stay for the credits.
Just want to say, Sophie P, seriously, kids, do not down absinthe. My bumhole fell off. Just want to say, guys, drink responsibly. I know we're saying at the end, we said at the start, drink responsibly.
This is we have to add that disclaimer so that it doesn't come back to bite us.
Yeah, of course.
This is a historic day, guys. I must say historic day, guys. What the hell?
Hey, guys. This is the first time I have ever drank a half bottle of gin.
I've now watched Indiana Jones 4. There's the
George, so I actually want to ask, because I mean, Tate, this isn't our first soiree into Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. George, this was your first time. You have popped your Kingdom of the Crystal Skull cherry tonight. How do you feel?
Well, I have seen like the opening and the ending.
You've watched it in its entirety. How do you feel?
It's a lot worse than I thought it could be. I mean, like I said, and everyone says, "Oh, it's George Lucas being rubbish. It's Spielberg or form." I'm expecting it to be like bad but enjoyable kind of bad, or like there's something there that just didn't quite work. There's nothing there to work. It's
dead on arrival. It's fun. Is it a script thing? Is it a story thing? Is it just?
I think it's the entire. I think it's the concept of the story to the script to the production design to the performances. Not necessarily on Shire. I don't think Harrison Ford seems to. I mean, again, not to keep comparing it to Star Wars, but his 3 most iconic characters: what Indiana Jones, Blade Runner, Han Solo. Well, each of them back over like a 10-year period.
Mm-hmm.
Blade Runner, he didn't have a lot to do, but he's very good in that, and he's integral to it. I thought he was great as Han Solo. Still the best scene, episode 9, if you want to talk that one. But this feels tacked on. And if the point of the new one is to basically redeem this, I could not imagine being in your situation where there is a sequel to one of the greatest trilogies of all time, and it's this. Like, Star Wars had the prequels, that's like different. Like, it's not. Imagine there'd been no episode 1, 2, 3, and then you just get episode 7 20 years later. I don't know how. I'm trying to think of another situation. Has there ever been a massive gap? What, Tron had a 30-year gap? I love Tron Legacy. Blade Runner had a 30-year gap.
I was going to say, Tron Legacy is a fantastic film. I rewatched it while I was back in Austria. Fantastic. Blade Runner, fantastic. This film, awful.
I'm just trying to think of more films that have had like 30-year sequels that have been awful.
I mean, Dumb and Dumber 2. I know they like a one in between, but it wasn't quite 30 years.
Zoolander 2 was like 15. I didn't think that was that bad. I thought it was okay. Transformers, you've not really had a gap to do sequels.
Do you count that?
They're just dying every year, though, aren't they?
Terminator sequels. I haven't seen Dark Fate yet, but I avoided Genesis.
Oh, Tate. Could we do Terminator Dark Fate for a drunk watch-along?
Here's the thing. I've heard Dark Fate's okay.
I've heard it's not as bad as everyone made out to be.
I've heard it's okay.
It's John Connor from the end of T2 getting killed. I would down like the whole bottle after seeing that scene.
Apparently Genesis is worse still, and I've seen Genesis.
Yeah, that's
without that one of the worst experiences of my life.
The thing is with this movie is just, and actually after hearing the recent news that Spielberg sort of bowed out and only wants to be producer, I read up a little bit about the production of this movie, and Spielberg didn't even want to come back and direct this movie. He said he was done after the trilogy. His heart wasn't in it, and it kind of shows, to be honest. There's none of that spark. There's none of that just verve that he had with the original trilogy. And he was done. He was tapped. He was done with Indiana Jones. He didn't want to do it anymore. And it felt like he only came back out of obligation. And
I was against the idea of anyone but Spielberg's director. A, now having seen this, and B, the fact that the likelihood is, oh my God, why have I forgotten his name again?
Mangold.
Sorry?
Mangold, are you talking about the new director? Yeah.
If you're going to take a filmmaker, I know that you're not a big fan of JJ, but when they've got clear affection for it, I would much rather have that over someone.
I have to interrupt. Sorry, the main theme is kicking in.
It's been playing since the credits. I'm not counting it.
I've only got a little bit left of a drink.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want Spielberg to direct Indiana Jones when we can now.
He's done. He's tapped.
There's no. It just doesn't look like you're right. None of them look like they wanted to be there. They just felt like they were there. But then you got to think: did George Lucas really want to do it either? Because he doesn't. You know, like he's been very critical of the sequels, right? They're not pushing the boundaries of CGI. They're not doing anything that's not been done. I don't have that vibe of this either. And
I think Lucas really wanted to do it. I think he really wanted to do another Indiana Jones film, but like he's that idea. As I said, like apparently Frank Darabont had an amazing script that Spielberg loved, but George Lucas just shut it down and said, like, no, we're not doing that. We're doing the Alien and this thing. And it felt like he's very protective of his ideas. We've seen prequels and everything like that, and he likes to be in control.
Yeah,
I don't think he wanted to be shouted down with this one, and I think that was the downfall.
Do you think because he did the prequels, because I've just revisited Star Wars, now I need to revisit Indiana Jones? Do you think it was that? Him into himself, do you think he probably started thinking like, I've defined in Star Wars and I can go back to Indiana Jones because that was what came after?
I'm not sure because like this had a history. The idea for like an Indiana Jones with like aliens and stuff was done like way before. This was like in the early 90s, mid 90s, and everything like that. And they were gonna make it, and then 3 months later, Independence Day came out, and they said like, right, we can't do an alien invasion movie. So they went their separate ways, and I think that was about like 95, 96, something like that. And then George Lucas went and did the Star Wars prequels after that. So it just feels like it was always that thing on the back burner, and they just said like, well, all of our schedules are free now, we may as well make one. But this was your return to form with Indiana Jones. Like those trailers lied, and this is why I hate movie trailers. Iron Man 3 had a fantastic trailer, and it was an awful movie.
Oh, I still love Iron Man.
The thing with Iron Man 3 is like
people really just dislike the Mandarin.
It's fantastic. Like people thought the Mandarin was actually going to be a thing, but they actually lied to you in the film and said, "Oh, the Mandarin isn't actually the Mandarin." With this film, they kind of didn't lie to you. They showed you the film, but they also missed out on all of the shit stuff. Like with Iron Man 3, they kind of said, "This is the Mandarin," and then they showed something else in the film. With this film, they showed you what was in the film.
They showed what it showed in the trailer. It was just a plot twist that it was an actor.
I know, but I hated that. That just
I hated it as well. Apparently, they're going to be bringing it back in later films
because they realized
like they've already said they're going to be having a Mandarin as an actual MCU character.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, so they did that weird one shot with Sam Rockwell where they hinted that the Mandarin was real and coming back. And then he's going to be the villain in Shang-Chi in the Seven. Is it called Shang-Chi in the Seven Rings? So it's all.
Yeah.
Which I think was, well, obviously they've delayed it now because they've just pushed all the Marvel films back. But I don't know if they've cast an actor for it yet. But I'm sorry, but Trevor Slattery is a film icon. If it hadn't been a drunkard sort of moron, I would have not liked it. But it was so ridiculous. That's why I think it worked.
Like an awful.
I don't think it worked. I genuinely don't think it worked.
Do you know what? I think it did. I love it so much. It's not what I expected, and it just threw everyone off the trail, and I'll give it credit for that.
Nah, no way.
I didn't like the Guy Pearce bit, though. He's like, I am the Mandarin. And he's on fire, and Gwyneth Paltrow has no longer got superpowers when he got to the Avengers.
Yeah.
Sophie, 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, Bagsy Death. Is this a hint to do X-Men?
No, so what Sophie's mentioned is what about a Drinkalong to the Last Mummy film? And then Henrik says all the 20.
Oh, Chris, we love the rat scene in that.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, no. I won't do the money film again. It was a bad film.
Again?
It was a really bad film.
You did again.
And I wanted to do Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull again.
We've already said we want to do a good film for next time, like something that we can at least have some fun with.
Okay,
I know
guys.
It's good hating on a film and stuff like that. And I know that Indiana Jones and Cats and The Room were really good starters for this.
For the next
Room's too obvious though. Like the Prince Charles of The Room as their sort of baby for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Guys,
Phantom Menace.
Would you want to see a good movie or a bad movie? Let us know. Should we keep it with bad movies, or should we change it up next time and do a good movie? So let's go for Phantom Menace.
Does it need to be good though? Can it be?
I like Phantom Menace. That's pretty bad, but like I like Phantom Menace.
You can have fun with it. You know, every time, I don't know.
Here's the thing, though. If we start with Star Wars, we've got to do all of them.
There's no obligation. There's no obligation. Like, there's no time period which we have to do them.
If there was one film that I would love to revisit, but at the same time drink along to, I feel like it would be King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
What about Fast and Furious?
What, the first one? I enjoyed that film.
Oh, no,
Don't even get me wrong there.
So you need to get the ones where they go crazy.
Dude, let's watch Hobbs and Shaw.
No, because then you got a franchise. I feel like a solo film, or maybe even like a short franchise film.
I'm just saying, like, maybe for the next Star Wars month. Maybe let's not do it now. I don't even know if we're going to get another Star Wars month, because I don't know if they're going to release one. Maybe when Mandalorian Season 2 comes out, let's do a drunk watch along to all of the Star Wars movies, or at least the prequels, or at least the sequels.
Prequels.
So down. Can you imagine how enjoyable Revenge of the Sith will be? Take a shot every time Emperor Palpatine is fucking awesome in that film.
Every time Palpatine laughs. I'm looking at my so my copy of the 4K cut style. I know this is it was still live, but I'm just gonna say this. So the 4K copy arrives tomorrow. Now I've said for ages I'm gonna rewatch them all. Apparently, in this 4K version, right, if you pause Revenge of the Sith on the moment Count Dooku's head hits the floor, I've seen it in loads of memes. Either it's now clear enough to see a face on the head, or someone's basically CGI'd it in a mini special edition. But it's a pitch that went viral a month ago. So I am honestly going to pause. Apparently the timing has to be perfect of his head hitting and touching the floor.
But I love that we're still getting changes. Just keep changing it. Keep tinkering with it.
I know. It's the final George Lucas cut, isn't it? They're for the 3D cuts that never got released in cinema. So these are the final George Lucas editions.
Yes, and it's got added McClunky, which I fucking love. It's
just want to say,
always change.
I want to go to the comments quickly. A classic, good, bad film. If we can find one, a classic, good, bad film.
I'm looking at my shelf.
McClunky.
I look at my shelf as well, and I'm seeing Jurassic World staring at me.
It's not a good bad film.
It's not that bad. It's right. Right.
What about
a good bad? See, I can do enjoyable films.
See, enjoyably bad to me is Batman and Robin. That's an enjoyable.
Yeah, that is an enjoyably bad film. I will admit. Yeah,
it's such an obvious choice, though. That's the thing.
I feel like there has to be a film which was good, but because it's aiming to be bad, or a film that is bad that is aiming to be good, there's some kind of region there, something like a comedy that we can figure out.
I can vouch for JX with Ben and Arthur. I've seen about 5 minutes of Ben and Arthur, and it's on YouTube as well, so it's very easily accessible.
Here's the thing. What even is Ben and Arthur? I haven't even heard of it.
Oh no, if that'd be painful. Fan Four Stick.
I've heard. No, do you know what? I've had Fan Four Stick recommended to me by 3 different people.
It's not a good bad film though. It's just
it's a bad film. It's a bad film. I've never seen it, but I know it's a bad film.
Hey, if I send you 5 minutes of Ben and Arthur,
what about 2001 Planet of the Apes?
Okay, here's the thing. How about this? We'll put it up onto a Facebook vote. So if you go and follow us on Facebook,
yes,
then you'll be able to put up onto a vote, and we'll put up a load of films. And whenever someone puts something in the comments, we'll put up that onto the vote.
We don't have the banners on here. I just realised we don't have the banner.
So. Facebook at cinema_savvy, I believe, on anything else. If you search in Cinema Savvy onto Facebook, you'll find us.
Tate, you fucking it's Facebook.
No. If you find us, if you type in Cinema Savvy on Facebook, you'll find us, space or otherwise. I've tried it before.
It's facebook.com/Cinema Savvy. Twitter is cinema_savvy. Instagram is cinema_savvy as well. So check those out. We don't have links, I'm afraid. You know the score by now.
It should be in the comments, hopefully.
Oh no, I've done the wrong thing. I've created a Sky Sports news bar. we will have this thing.
There it is. I think _savvy for Twitter. I swear.
Oh, it is, isn't it? No, it isn't. That's my bad.
There we go. It says it all underneath the comments. But if you vote on various different things, we'll create a vote. And if you vote on various different things, we will do that.
I think we need to come up with about 5 options and put it to a vote.
Yeah.
Time. But yeah, I think we need to round off. So final thoughts on Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, guys.
My single word. No.
I like it. Succinct to the point. I'm not going to go as succinct as that. This is still the worst film I've ever seen, just in terms of how it shits over a trilogy. And yes, the Indiana Jones films are still a trilogy to me. I have my box set up there. It says The Complete Adventures of Indiana Jones, and it's the 3 movies and a bonus disc for the behind the scenes. And that's how it's going to stay for me, because the life is probably going to be shit as well. This is awful. This is one of the worst things I've seen, maybe made by 2 of the most competent directors out there. Well, kind of at least by 1 competent director for the most part. I don't know how you can throw this much money behind this thing, and this is the result of a massive $1 million project, multi-million-dollar project. It's just laughable. It hasn't aged well at all. It's still awful. It's still as bad as I remember it, and it's still my least favorite film ever made.
This is without doubt one of the worst ones I've ever seen in my life. Like I mean, you guys know me. People in comments know I genuinely always look for the good things from these kind of films. Like if there's something I can like use to entertain myself, or if there's something to go back to. There's not a single moment except the awful Wilhelm scream, which gave me any moments of pleasure. And even that was more like a "what on earth is going on" kind of laugh. Shia LaBeouf was okay. This film is nothing. It's nothing. It's dead. It's sad. I'm probably not gonna. I really want to rewatch the first 3 to like get it out of my system, but I feel like now it's in the system, it's not gonna get out anytime soon. And the curiosity of how bad this film can be has been answered in the worst possible way.
Well, you've seen it. I know it's probably not like the most ideal way to watch this. Actually, it's probably the best way to watch this movie. It's probably more entertaining. I know, like when you watch,
had a bit of fun with sipping water. Like, at least it wasn't alcohol.
Yeah. But
Christ, do you know what? There's been a long time since it's been this drunk. It really has. Like cats. I you know what? No. I'll call this out. People actually called me out on the cat stream. Chris even called me out on the cat stream, saying that I was.
Call you out on the cat's live stream, my friend.
Yeah, no. I'll be fair. I was drinking on that cat stream. I genuinely was
sipping on the cat's live stream. That's what you were doing.
I feel like if there was ever a time for a drunk outro, now is the time. Please make sure to comment, like, subscribe on all the different things. Click the bell icon and everything like that, because George likes saying that every now and then.
No, you like
no, here's the thing. I have no idea where that came from. Seriously, I've never said.
That's how you end all the videos. You always say like the bell and share.
George is always like, oh yeah, click on the bell icon. You'll get notified and everything like that. And it's like, oh yeah. And Tate says that all the time. I've never said that.
I don't know.
How do I say it?
Said it, Tate.
Anyway, we're going to end this live stream on a nice whip crap. Hopefully. There we go. And we will see you guys on the next one. Thank you ever so much for watching, guys. Love the support, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you guys. Stay safe.
Later.